And we are live.
All right. Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Welcome back once again to Olympics on my mind. Uh, एक बारी जल्दी से ऑडियो क्वालिटी चेक फटाफट बता दो if everything is fine from both our ends. Kapil, you also speak once so that they are able to see if the audio is
It's
fine.
fine. लास्ट टाइम भी थोड़ा गड़बड़ हो गया था स्टार्टिंग में.
हाँ ठीक है. या हाय गाइस, हाउ आर यू डूइंग? वैभव का ऑडियो अभी देख लो, मैंने अभी थोड़ा चेंज किया था. आई थिंक इट शुड बी ओके नाउ. ऑल द साउंड इज फाइन.
Guys, just let us know via thumbs up if everything is fine. We'll get started ASAP then.
ठीक है. ओके. निकन ईपीएल वैभव का जोन है, मेरा नहीं है.
Kapil hates club football.
आई हेट क्लब स्पोर्ट इन जनरल, मतलब मैं देखता नहीं हूँ.
वैभव भाई एको बोल रहा है कोई.
आई थिंक वो बीच में
लास्ट
एक बार
टाइम भी
नहीं, आई थिंक बीच में एक बार आया था. सिर्फ अभी भी आ रहा है क्या? आई डोंट थिंक अभी होगा. बीच में एक बार हुआ था एक को बस.
इज इट बेटर नाउ या अभी भी आ रहा है एको?
आई थिंक इट शुड बी फाइन. अदरवाइज वैभव का थोड़ा कम कर देता हूँ मैं वॉल्यूम. लोग अभी बोल वैभव.
हेलो.
हाँ थोड़ी कम हो गई है. या आई थिंक अभी बेटर होगा.
थोड़ा सा मैं ये नीचे कर लेता हूँ मे बी. अभी भी आ रहा है यार. एवरीवन इज सेइंग.
यार मुझे तो नहीं आ रहा है. हाँ हाँ सौरभ, सब बताते हैं, सब बताते हैं. वैभव बोल वापस.
हेलो
आई थिंक इट शुड बी ओके.
गाइस, कुछ बेटर हुआ अभी?
थोड़ा सा गूंज है बस. आई थिंक दैट्स ऑल. आई डोंट थिंक उसका कुछ हो सकता है. माइक का ही है वही. ओके.
ठीक है. शुड वी गेट स्टार्टेड देन? एको स्टिल.
थोड़ा सा एको आई कैन फील कि तेरा क्या हो रहा है, बट हाँ मैं हूँ इधर ही. तेरा माइक ही है ना? तू वो चेक कर ले. तेरा माइक सिलेक्टेड है ना, कि तेरा लैपटॉप का माइक यूज हो रहा है?
नहीं नहीं, माइक ही सिलेक्टेड है, लैपटॉप नहीं है.
ठीक है. सिद्धांत बोल रहा है नहीं है. आई थिंक वही थोड़ा सा ही है. नॉट मच. इट्स ओके आई गेस. थोड़ा और वॉल्यूम में कम कर देता हूँ.
हाँ कर दे, और कम कर दे.
इट शुड बी फाइन.
Although it is echoing a little slow yeah, because I sort of put away my mic so that it's not echoing anymore. Quite a bit बोल रहे हैं यार. What do we do?
बता.
इसको ऊपर.
हाँ देख. आई थिंक ये बेटर है अभी. गाइस वापस बोल.
Drop the mic. Should I just remove the headphones and use laptop only?
ट्राई कर ले. कुछ लोग बेटर बोल रहे हैं, कुछ लोग एको बोल रहे हैं. क्या चाहिए तो तू खुद अपने मोबाइल पे चेक कर ले एक बार, तुझे कैसा लग रहा है.
हाँ मैंने देखा था तो एको आ रहा था तब.
हाँ वो थोड़ा सा एको आई कैन फील कि क्या एको आ रहा है, बट आई डोंट सी. मेरे भी मतलब हेडफोन में ही आ रहा है, तो आई डोंट थिंक आई कैन डू मच अबाउट इट. लेट मी सी इफ आई. अच्छा चलो ये ट्राई करते हैं एक. एडवांस्ड.
अभी ठीक है, बेटर नाउ. ठीक है, लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड कपल.
ठीक है चलो, बेटर है तो ओके चलो.
Cool. Okay, guys. Okay, welcome back to Olympics on my mind, guys. I know it's been a long time since we last, did live, and but yes, it's been a long time. It's good to be here once again. We, as the title itself suggests, we are looking forward to a fortnight of Asian Games. Lots of exciting stuff to be followed. And yes, we are going to talk about quite a lot of things, touch upon as many as sports as possible. Yes, and before we move on, as always, just to complete the introduction, I'm joined by Kapil, my co-host, who's looking, dashing in a beautiful Indian jersey he's adorning today. How are you, Kapil? How's it going?
Yeah, going well on one hand, because as you can see, I got my jersey, and jersey. Most importantly, I fit in a triple XL jersey, which is great. So somehow I fit. And by the way, JSW Inspire की site है. Some people are asking कहाँ से मिली. It is the official Asian Games jersey. So you can go and get it from the JSW Inspire website. लेकिन मतलब their delivery is very late. उनका delivery कुछ अभी तो 10 अक्टूबर दिखा रहा है, तो I don't know कब आएगा. एंड उसके अलावा दैट इज द गुड पार्ट. द बैड पार्ट इज कि तेरे साथ तेरा सारा ब्लेम मैं ले रहा हूँ, जो लेट तू आता है और ब्लेम मेरे को कर देता है, तो है ना.
And I was just having fun.
हाँ,
Yes, it was me who delayed it. It wasn't Kapil. नहीं तो ये मेरे को गाली देता रहेगा अगले
हाँ.
episode.
वैसे लोग बोल रहे हैं ट्राई विदाउट हेडफोन. तेरे को करना है ट्राई एक बार विदाउट हेडफोन, ट्राई कर ले.
ठीक है, let
कविता,
me do it.
क्योंकि कविता भी बोल रही है कि एको आ रहा है. बोल अभी.
Is it better now?
हाँ या आई थिंक इट इज बेटर. गाइस क्या बोल रहे हो? मेरे को तो बेटर लग रहा है.
Only.
मेरे को आई थिंक बेटर लग रहा है.
Mhm.
इसका चाहिए तो मैं फिल्टर लगाने की कोशिश एक और कर सकता हूँ, थोड़ा नॉइज़ हट जाएगा. हल्का सा नॉइज़ है. सो लेट मी सी इफ आई कैन ऐड अ फिल्टर एज वेल. मेरे में क्या फिल्टर ऐड किया हुआ है, कुछ बोलो. नॉइज़ सप्रेशन के फिल्टर.
भी ठीक है क्या? I think better होना चाहिए. मेरे को भी एको नहीं आ रहा फोन में.
नॉइज़ सप्रेशन गुड क्वालिटी. या हाँ आई थिंक अभी और भी बेटर होगा. नॉइज़ सप्रेशन भी कर दिया मैंने. ओके गाइस, कुछ इशू होगा तो बोल देना, अदरवाइज दिस इज व्हाट इट इज.
ठीक है. So guys, right at the onset, just to clarify, there won't be any medal predictions as such. If you are expecting that, we are not here to predict how many medals India is going to win, how many golds are going to be there, sport wise or in totality. Obviously, we are going to talk about some of the things we are looking forward to. What could be the chances from India's standpoint? What is the competition like? And we'll try to touch upon as many as sports as possible. Okay, so that's the basic agenda.
तेरे पास कोई नॉर्मल फोन का हेडफोन है क्या, सिंपल सा?
देखना पड़ेगा यार.
नहीं तो फिर लगा ले, लोग बोल रहे हैं हेडफोन ही बेटर था, तो लगा ले, देखा जाएगा फिर और क्या.
पहले तो कभी नहीं हुआ.
पता नहीं, लास्ट स्ट्रीम से ये इशू आ रहा है, आई डोंट नो व्हाई. पहले तो नहीं आता था.
ठीक है. I am with my headphones now.
ठीक है. The only thing I can do is I'll reduce the volume even further. और क्या. हाँ बोल.
ठीक है.
कुछ ज़्यादा ही कम हो गया.
निके ने total कर सकते हैं. For total also you need to calculate sport wise also, right? Then you need to arrive at total. So if you're not doing sport wise medal prediction, there's no total also.
ठीक है, चलो अभी जो होएगा देखा जाएगा. लेट्स स्टार्ट.
Okay, let's
तो
get started.
तो
पहले ही 20 minutes already हो चुके हैं. Okay.
हाँ. सो एनीवेज, कैसा रहा? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, हाउ वाज योर वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप्स? वैभव बुदापेस्ट जाके आया है, पूरे 10 दिन के वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप्स देख के आया है. सो हाउ वाज दैट?
Yeah, I mean, it was quite an amazing experience, obviously. I wanted to do it for many, many years now. First thought of doing it in दोहा. दोहा से पहले एक्चुअली लंदन भी सोचा था, बट तब बिल्कुल भी feasibility थी नहीं. And I thought दोहा पास में ही है, it will be within budget also. So then that also couldn't happen. So then I've been planning for long. Finally, organized everything. It was like a dream come true, to be honest. And I have had a few experiences. Hands down, one of the best experience I've ever had in my life. Simply put, like, I've followed so much of track and field over the last 2-3 years. Seeing everything live in front of you every single day felt like a dream. And it was one of the best world championships also we've had recently. So many storylines to follow every single day, right from day one, where Shifa Hassan and Femke Bol falling, till last day and the last moment, which was Neeraj winning the gold and getting to meet him, being up close with him. So yeah, it was overall fantastic experience, lots of memorable stuff. So yeah. Also, I'll tell you the story behind the selfie as well. Do we have it, or uh,
Yeah, yeah.
are you putting it?
हाँ डालना.
Anyways, so the thing is, like, there is a subway in the entire stadium where, the fan stand is not exactly connected to the ground. So there's a 1 meter wide subway, sort of a tunnel which goes all around the stadium, where all the camera persons sit, and usually the athletes also go from that tunnel only towards their lounge. But there was this one patch of 10-15 meter where the ground was actually connected to the fan stand, and it was pure luck. We were fortunately seated there only, like right where the 100 meter starts, right? So we were seated there. It was right in front of, where Neeraj used to sit after every each of his throw. So once he was done with everything, and he was done with all the photography, celebration and stuff, it was just the official was there. They were trying to take him back. He was asking them, मेरे को victory lap करना है. How it is usually a trend. Whenever athletes win medals, they do a victory lap. The official refused because relay was about to start, and there were medal ceremonies also aligned after the end of the event. He insisted, but then officially actually, started taking him towards the tunnel. When he was going from there, we obviously had a huge Indian flag. We were carrying it, and we started waving. So immediately, the moment he saw, he just came to us, and जैसे ही आया तो yeah, we congratulated him, and मैं सीधा साथ में ही बोला, नीरज, हरियाणा से आया हूँ तेरे को सपोर्ट करने के लिए, एंड बहुत दिल खुश कर दिया, वेरी वेल डन एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट, बिकॉज आई न्यू ही इज अ प्राउड हरियाणवी, राइट? सो जैसे ही वो सुनेगा, इट विल कैच हिज अटेंशन. दैट वाज माय एंटायर आइडिया. तो ठीक है, बोला धन्यवाद भाई आने के लिए, फोन दिया. इट वाज इन द सेल्फी मोड ओनली. वो एथलीट्स का यूजुअली रहता है ना, लॉट ऑफ पीपल कीप आस्किंग, तो उसने सेल्फी मोड फटाफट चेंज कर दिया. देन ही हैड टू अगेन चेंज इट. अल्टीमेटली बिल्कुल परफेक्ट पिक्चर लिया. And you see, there are a couple of other Indians along with us, a dad and a son. I didn't know they were there in our stands. We got to meet them later on in our return flight, और मेरे को बाद में पता चला, this 9-year old kid Tathagat, he was with his dad all 9 days watching World Championship. His dad had brought him, ठीक है, just to watch the World Championship for all 9 days. I told him, sir, आपने मेरे को life goals दे दिए हैं. This is very cool. So काफी सही था. I mean, it was obviously a great experience. Lots of memorable stuff. So yeah, and the funny thing is, Kapil, we were seated here exactly a year ago doing Commonwealth Games preview. It was exactly the same selfie from the same event, World Championship, with Neeraj, which Neeraj himself had clicked. And now here we are again. Exactly, repeating the same story. It's quite a coincidence and funny also.
So selfie bros basically, जैसे मैंने बोला था, कुछ दिनों के लिए हमारा selfie bros हो जाएगा.
नहीं, I'm okay this way only. No selfie, bro.
And मतलब तेरा already set हो गया, so you are what, going back after 12 years, 13 years already set है.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good. मतलब not just this moment, but the entire World Championship.
And वैभव ने actually मुझे एक चीज बोली थी जो उसने आज तक पूरी नहीं की है.
The videos that you wanted me
हाँ.
to post.
So Vaibhav, so before going, I told him कि get some videos, some stadium videos, whatever, and just put it on YouTube. वैभव को पसंद नहीं है. वैभव को लगता है कि मैं जाके उसको है ना कोलेट करूंगा, अच्छी तरह से बनाऊंगा, it should look good. रॉ वीडियोस नहीं डालने. तो वैभव ने मेरे को बोला था ठीक है मैं डालूंगा if I get a selfie.
Yeah,
Selfie.
because I knew that is never going to happen. वो हो ही नहीं सकता, तो इसीलिए मैं बात टालने के लिए I just told you, but it eventually happened.
और आज तक वीडियोस नहीं आए हैं.
हाँ ठीक है,
हाँ
कल ही डालता हूँ, डोंट वरी।
ठीक है। अच्छा अच्छा, उसके अलावा आई गेस लोग बोल रहे हैं एको नहीं है, आई गेस मेरे हेडफोन में प्रॉब्लम था, आई डोंट नो, बट आई गेस होपफुली द साउंड इज फाइन नाउ। अगर कुछ इशू है तो बता देना, आई ट्राई टू चेंज मोर थिंग्स।
या
So
ठीक है
anyways,
कपिल।
hmm,
या
that is the story, and now you are going back what after 12 years, 13 years, 10 years?
टू व्हाट, वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप्स?
हाँ, क्योंकि 9 ईयर किड को लेके जाना पड़ेगा ना।
अच्छा, दैट वाज द क्वेश्चन।
हाँ।
देखते हैं, पता नहीं, उससे पहले हो सकता है टोक्यो हो जाए। लेट्स सी।
टोक्यो।
एनीवेज, 25 में इट्स इन टोक्यो राइट?
अच्छा ओके, उसके पहले टोक्यो हो जाए, ओके फाइन।
हाँ, चलो ठीक है, लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द एशियन गेम्स।
चलो ठीक है, सो देन इन दैट केस एथलेटिक्स में ही है, we'll do athletics only.
Hmm. So yeah, I think let's get started with athletics. It's obviously the main event of Asian Games, Kapil. Would you agree? With bucket loads
uh,
of medals coming in.
yeah, I think अभी हो ही गया है, especially gold wise, definitely, even
Hmm.
medal wise it's become yeah, it is expected to give us the most medals in Asian Games at least, and obviously it
Look,
has.
anyways, track and field is the marquee event in any
Hmm.
multi-games events, right?
हाँ
And
वो
if
तो ठीक है.
you as a country are doing well in that particular sport,
Hmm.
so it does become a highlight.
Yeah, and it offers anyways the most medals, so we have become pretty good. Hopefully we
Hmm.
should do well. Athletics में एक ये हमेशा हमारा होता है कि we never know how good we will show up, but hopefully we should show up, and everybody is focused on the Asian Games, and everybody knows
Yeah.
कि Asian Games is their thing, और generally अपना cycle ऐसा ही चलता है कि we do well in Asian Games and then the Olympics hope become high and then things happen. So let's
Yeah.
see.
Anyways, even for athletes also, Asian Games is much bigger goal that they set, during that cycle, because they know the
Hmm.
pressure won't be that huge. Pressure would be there, okay, but the
Pressure,
competition.
competition is not that huge, huh?
So they make sure that they are peaking at the right moment just for the Asian Games. Then one more thing is, if you compare it, obviously there is going to be a lot of comparison from the last edition of the Asian Games.
Hmm.
But if you compare from the previous 5 years, Indian athletics as a whole has taken significant strides, right? So just want to say here, ultimately, when the Asian Games end and you sit and compare how did we fare from the last edition, just don't do it based on the medal tally. That is not the only indicator. In fact, that shouldn't be the primary indicator, I would say. Main indicator should be how many athletes are closer to the world level or are at the world level, and how many used to be in the previous edition. And maybe another thing is how the spread has increased. In a way, last year, which all events were there from where the medals came in, and have those medals increased, or have the athletes increased which were closer to the medals? So, how the spread has been in general. That tells you the overall development of a particular sport. Then maybe third thing could be okay, whatever the total number of medals were.
But when you're talking about spread, so I mean, we kind of have to talk about the World Championship itself, right? You had gone. So obviously, Neeraj is, okay, he's, when we talk about athletics, there's Neeraj on one side, there's everybody else on the rest. So Neeraj ka theek hai, he got the gold. He's had a couple of weak events after, pretty much for the first time in his career. He's had a couple of weak events in the Diamond League, but theek hai, we expect him ke he should, show up at the Asian Games, and pretty much that's what he has to do. He shows up,
Yeah,
and Ashad Nadeem has got a little close. He
he's very close.
हाँ, so वो कंपटीशन आ गया है वहाँ पे, बट उसके
Yeah.
अलावा यू एक्सपेक्ट कि मेडल तो आएगा ही गोल्ड में, मेनली अरशद नदीम है, मे बी एक टाइपे गाय यूज्ड टू थ्रो वेल अर्लियर, लेकिन ही इज नॉट रियली बिन
No, no.
इन
I
द
don't think
रन राइट
he's
नाउ.
in the
हाँ.
picture anymore. I think so. You're
सिल्वर तो
right.
पक्का ही है मतलब. हाँ.
मतलब we can't say Neeraj is a outright gold medal favorite, obviously because of Arshad Nadeem. He javelin men's is one of those events where we'll talk about other events also where gold is in contention. It's not outrightly favorite.
Right.
If I have to pick what all events are there where we are outrightly favorite in terms of gold, I think as far as I understand, it's only two events. One is men's shot put, where Tejinder Pal is, way ahead, miles ahead of other competitors. He's done a Asian record just a few months back.
Mhm.
He's 21 plus, whereas rest of the field is below 21. That is one. The other event is 3000-meter steeplechase, where supposedly it should have been close for the gold, but what has now happened is Sable had a tough competition from the Japanese runner, Muira or Miura is his name, but Japanese apparently haven't entered him. So now Sable is a outright favorite to win 3000 steeplechase.
What about
These are
ball?
so these are the two events where we are out like clear cut favorites.
What about triple jump? Men triple jump?
Men's triple jump, I don't think, as per me, we are even in contention of gold. Like I have a list of 10 events where we can be in contention of gold. Men's triple jump is not one of them.
So who are
And I
the
have my
one? So who are the ones who are ahead? India वालों से अब
So there were a couple of Chinese
Hmm.
which made it to the final of World Championship in
Okay.
Budapest also.
Hmm.
And one of the Chinese is a proper, I won't say legend, but he's one of the top triple jumpers in the world.
Hmm.
He's a Olympic silver medalist. He's a world bronze medalist.
Hmm.
And most importantly, Kapil, Chinese have a knack of peaking right at the right time.
Yeah, and वो तो they are in China also, so even that's a
And they
big
are in
factor.
China also.
Hmm.
Yeah, I kind of tweeted. So I was very much, interested in watching men's triple jump because of, there's a Japanese Jamaican 18-year-old who is touted as to be the greatest ever, going forward in triple jump.
Okay.
So I was sitting very close. Both the Chinese did 17 plus, ठीक है? And and both of them seem to be in great form. Talking about Indian triple jumpers, Praveen Chitravel did 1730 plus in Cuba, which was a one-off event. Nobody knows how that happened, but if you see his record, what he has done outside of India in the competitions, he has nothing to show. Majority of his 17 plus jumps have come in India only. So then what credibility is there? I don't think both the Chinese are favorites for gold, but yes, we might medal. Abdullah or Chitravel, either of them can medal, but nowhere close to gold.
Paul जा रहा है?
No, just two, no.
सिर्फ दो जा रहे हैं? Okay.
Paul Eldos, anyways, is very out of touch. He's out of form. Didn't do well in World Championship also.
अच्छा हाँ वो था प्रवीण अब्दुल्ला ट्रिपल जंप या ओके आई वाज सर्चिंग ठीक है एंड लॉन्ग जंप सेम थिंग आई थिंक चाइनीज वाज द वर्ल्ड चैंपियन लास्ट ईयर राइट
Chinese was the world champion, but yeah, I think long jump I would say it's touch and go. We are obviously very much, both the guys are very much in contention for gold. They have all the talent. If they're able to manage the pressure well, they're able to, sort of keep their emotions in check. Sri Shankar did made a comeback, thoda sa, after the disappointment that he had in Budapest.
हाँ डायमंड लीग में he did well
Yeah, he was closer to 8, finished 4th, I think.
I think 8 पास नहीं किया 799 के आसपास ही रह गया
Right, yeah.
Okay.
But and I would say the Chinese and even the Japanese jumper are somewhat at the same level. So it will be whosoever does well on that particular day can just grab a gold. But we are definitely in contention.
Okay. And even javelin also we do have Kishore as well, right? So we have to mention that
Kishore
also.
is there.
I
Yes,
think after
absolutely.
the two he might be favorite for bronze. I don't know if there's somebody else, but we finished what 5th, 6th, 7th, na? In
Yeah,
the
5th and 7th, I think.
something like that. So
Yeah,
Kishore,
yeah.
not 5th, 5th. I think 5th and 6th maybe, but whatever. As so yeah, Kishore Jena should also be there for bronze. If not
Then
for
there
gold.
are a couple of middle distance races, couple 800 meter and 1500-meter, where again the competition is almost at par. If you would remember last Asian
Men, right? You're saying for men.
Men's, yes. So right now I'm talking about men's
Only
only.
men. Okay.
Last Asian Games also you would remember Jensen Johnson had good chances. He was in good form. 1500 meter he was able to win the gold, but 800 May I think he had an upset. Manish overcame him, and he was a surprise gold medalist.
Yes.
So I think both the races are a little unpredictable that ways. There
Hmm.
are always surprises at the global level also.
Mhm.
So I would say these are the two events again where we, do have a 50-50 chance, and the level is there where we might or might not end up. At least we are in the contention of winning gold.
Okay, so this year only talking mainly about golds, right? Not even just medals.
Yes, because I mean there are obviously a lot of events, so we are not getting into so much of details right now, but just where we can have goals. And mind you, 8 is the number of gold that we are that having as a
Benchmark
benchmark.
from the last Asian
Correct,
Games.
correct. And that too, I think we had seven mainly. The eighth was added retrospectively because Bahrainians were caught in doping, and the silver was upgraded to gold. I think for mixed relay or some relay
Okay,
later
one
on.
of the relays. ठीक है. वैसे
Yeah.
Beneath is saying there's some Bahrain athlete in steeple as well. I guess he means 8 or 9, not 3 or 9. But तुझे कुछ पता है?
Uh, Bahrain athlete is there in women's. Obviously, she was the world champion. She
अच्छा.
won the world championship. I'm not sure of the Bahrainian, any Bahrainian in men's side at least, but yeah, women's side there is one. So, and obviously we are going to talk about it. She has entered in 1500 meter as well. We do have good runners in 1500 meters, but you know, for me, she would be the outright favorite for 1500 meter as well.
Yeah, and we need to talk about the relay. Obviously, they did very well at the World Championship. Whether they can peak again, I don't know. But at least World Championship के बाद उम्मीदें तो है. Because
उम्मीदें हैं, but I am not taking it for granted for sure. It's not like we are starting as favorites. Japanese are obviously there. I think they underperformed in the World Championship at Budapest. So if you see individual runs, okay, our runners haven't had a lot of individual runs, so maybe it's not fair also. Japanese do fairly better individual runs. There are our fastest guy Ajmal. There are 4 Japanese ahead of him this year.
okay.
So their entire quartet is ahead of us if you compare it from an individual standpoint. So obviously you cannot take it for granted. मेरे को तो बुडापेस्ट में भी I honestly thought there is a Asian record coming. It is coming from Japanese.
Japan, not from us.
Yeah,
Acha, Basant is saying Japan have not entered their name in relays, but Basant, that can be changed. If they are in individual, they can come in relay. You can't count on that.
yeah. I'm not sure about that if that can happen. But yeah, if Japanese haven't entered, then obviously we are the favorites.
And you want to talk about Tejaswin? Just a participation or कुछ हो सकता है? Decathlon, you were very interested, very
Yes,
excited
of
also.
course. Excited to watch. He might grab bronze or something because right now his best is closer to third and fourth best in decathlon in Asian region. So that ways he might grab a bronze. But I think for him, just being there representing India in decathlon, that in itself is a bigger picture. Medal is obviously it'll be icing on the cake.
I
That
think
sort of.
एक दो वो weak event है, right? Pole vault especially, which needs to be improved.
Recently, he got a mat pole vault guy and he started practicing in JLN. Something he was tweeting on the social media. I'm not sure how much preparation has went into pole vault specifically, but yeah, it'll be super fun to watch PJ in decathlon.
And he purposely, on his own volition, skipped the world championship. So you at least think at least he is expecting good results.
Hmm.
Because you don't skip if you think कि okay दोनों जगह मेरा participation ही है. In that case, you don't skip. You at least get के I competed at the world championship. But yeah, skipped on his own volition. So at least he is thinking of medals. You would imagine that.
Yep, true.
रोड में तो आई थिंक चाइना जापान सब ले जाएगा राइट तो उसमें कुछ
They are anyways on the top of the pile even at global level. So वो तो कुछ भी नहीं है वहाँ पे. On the women's side again, if we talk, I think again middle distance की बात करें, 800 meter we do have contention. Chanda is there. She's done fairly well. 201 तक का level है उसका. There are a couple of Sri Lankans which show up in terms of the area lead. So again, it will be contention for gold there as well. Beyond that, again, long jump mein we have Ansi Sojan as well as Shelly. There is a Japanese which is far ahead of them in terms of her season best or personal best. The thing is, if you call Shelly's World Championship a disaster or maybe a disappointment,
Mm.
Japanese had even bigger disappointment.
Okay.
She also did a 640 in Budapest, and after that, I think it in one of the Diamond Leagues or somewhere, showing she did even worse than 640.
The Japanese, you're saying?
The Japanese, who's the leader in Asia. So I think
Okay.
that ways again it will be a good contention for gold.
Mhm.
Long jump maybe 100-meter hurdles. Of course, we all of us are very well aware about Jyoti. We are excited to watch her. So there again, there is Chinese. Both of them had a good tussle in World University Games recently. So किसी का भी आ सकता है. And 100-meter hurdles में obviously beyond that there are a couple of Japanese also. Just that 100-meter hurdles is one of the most unpredictable event because you have to catch your rhythm also. थोड़ी
Yeah.
सी भी rhythm break हुई ना, so then there is a high chances of fall as well.
वो थोड़ा अनप्रिडिक्टेबिलिटी आ जाता है वहाँ पे because you have to do that. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So वो है. What else is there?
Lot of press I heard about Vidya in the 400-meter hurdle.
Yes, Vidya is there, but then we have Aduka Nayo or whatever that Bahrainian, whatever the name is. She did a Asian record in
हाँ
World
मतलब
Championship.
she should get the मैंने भी यही पढ़ा था. I think गोल्ड उसका है लेकिन बाद में सिल्वर के लिए there's a chance there.
But it'll be good if she's able to. So for Vidya, the story would be around if not, she's able to break PT Usha's
PT
national
Usha's record.
record, which has been long standing. So it'll be good fun if she can dip below that. So that is something to be watched.
And do you know Salva is coming or not?
Salva is there. I
Salva is
saw.
there.
Salva is there. Both of them are entered in relay also for Bahrain. Both the 400-meter hurdles and Salva. So and for mixed relay also.
तो वो दोनों रिले में टफ ही हो जाता है फिर.
Correct. So, but देखना पड़ेगा because उनके the third and the fourth Bahrainian, I at least on the World Athletics side couldn't see them, even in top 20 or 30. So maybe
Okay.
that is where it all balances out. We might have a good quartet. हमारे तीन तो runners अच्छे हैं ही definitely. Fourth one is a little doubt because the fourth one, I can't recall the name right now. Himanshi. She was in good form in the interstate, but I don't know what happened after that. She's just, had a downfall. If she was also in 51, 52 range, then we would have definitely had a good quarter.
So your three are who? Aishwarya और कौन है?
Aishwarya is there. Sudha or Shubha, I can't recall exactly.
हाँ, मतलब team is there सामने last में है.
Acha, I can't see. Sorry. Yes, Aishwarya is there. Then Shubha is there, and also what's her name? Himanshi I was already talking about.
There's Prachi. There's Jisna. तो I think was up and
Jishna,
down.
I don't
Sonia
think.
maybe.
Sonia, yes. So Himanshi, like Vineet is saying, she's injured. She might be injured, but she was still made to run in, the recent trials or the Grand Prix which happened. So yeah, we'll see.
और उसमें I think वो भी बात चल रही थी कि they might even draft Vidya in the relay as well.
Oh yes.
वो भी चला.
Vidya, third person who would be running, but maybe she runs only in the final and
हाँ
not
वो
in the qualifying.
but वो तो ठीक है ना, qualifying तो हो जाना चाहिए. I mean I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah.
And any word about Parul Chaudhary? She was the other one who made us notice her at the World Championship. Otherwise शुरू में तो World Championship काफी disappointing ही गया. It was the last two maybe 3 days only that saved it.
Yeah. So for Parul again, it'll be good to see if she can, be closer to her personal best or the national record. Just that Yavi has entered. Yavi, she's the world champion. She's the Diamond League winner also. She was, by the way, seated right next to me during the entire boarding of the return flight,
हम्म,
all throughout that. ठीक है?
कितने फोटो लिए?
हैं?
कितने
फोटो
फोटो?
वोटो नहीं है. I didn't even recognize her. I'll be
अच्छा
honest
तभी.
here. My wife told me, look, ये तो वही है जो कल जीती थी.
तो फिर छोड़
मैंने
कैसे
कहा,
दिया तूने?
मतलब फोटो क्या है ऐसे. आई डोंट हैव अ कनेक्शन विद हर, आई एम नॉट अ फैन. या ऐसे थोड़ी ना कि कोई भी एथलीट दिखा चलो चलो फोटो ले लो.
यार बाजू में है तब तो क्या नुकसान है, बट ठीक है.
ऐसा इतना भी नहीं कोई क्रेज. एनीवेज, सो आई थिंक ओवरऑल ट्रैक एंड फील्ड, we have a couple of events where we are clear favorites. Then there are 10 to 12 events where we are in
हम्म,
contention. If we are able to win even in half of them, I think we are touching upon
the
the
previous
last
mark.
time's mark. So yeah, that is where I think it stands.
So I think it will be like it has to go well, right? मतलब even in order to match last time, जितना I have heard from what you have said, कि even to match last time's 8 goals, we have to have a good Asian Games, pretty good Asian
Yeah,
Games.
yeah, yeah. And I think we should be fine because it's been a building momentum since last 4 5 years, and Asian Games has been on top of the mind for a lot of our
Hmm.
athletes. So it should be okay. We should be okay,
Yeah.
and it would be a party.
Hmm.
Let's all enjoy it.
Hmm. ठीक है. And China में weather and everything तो should be to our liking only. It's
Yeah,
valid for others as well, but ठीक है.
true, true.
चलो,
I
so
think
okay.
enough of track and field. We can move on.
Yeah, so a lot
What
of
do
hopes
we
on
have?
athletics. Let's see how it
Yep.
goes. Next game अपना है wrestling. Okay.
Wrestling. You want to start?
ठीक है, चलो तो let's start from the World Championship. Obviously, World Championship team which we sent was one of the weakest teams which we have ever sent. Everybody accepted that. All our named wrestlers backed out. Not a single big name went, but we still found one gem. As it was not you can't say expected, let's say it was hoped, and the hopes came, and everybody knows I'm talking about Antim Pangal, and she's going to the Asian Games as well, and she had a tough draw, right? It was not like a draw
It
luck
was a
ho
week.
gaya ya kuch ho gaya. And she even if you watch the matches, she was excellent. And
She's
Sandeep,
just
it's a
got that
bureaucratic thing.
nonsense
uh,
way of going about her business, right?
hmm,
And I think obviously there will be a lot of comparisons, Kapil. But do you agree here that if you compare her with Vinesh and how Vinesh used to be when she was coming up the ranks,
hmm,
Vinesh had all the talent,
hmm.
but she always looked vulnerable, especially in the major events.
I'm not too sure about vulnerable, but what I will say about Vinesh was it took time for her to get the big medals. So I mean, I
It
remember
took time
her.
because by vulnerable I mean she looked under pressure, at least from the body language. She used to take a lot of pressure on herself. That is what the general feeling was.
Maybe.
That is not at all the case with Antim. She's got very nonchalant way of just no nonsense. आया basics अपने किए
Hmm.
and simple done.
I think उसमें थोड़ा वो भी फैक्टर है कि एक first of all obviously Vinesh was the first one who was actually making a mark. Yeah, she had Geeta and Babita before her, but Geeta and Babita were more of let's say
Yeah,
Asian
yeah,
level.
nowhere at her level.
हाँ,
Yeah,
they weren't they were like one level below the elite wrestlers. They weren't truly elite wrestlers. And Vinesh was the first one who was trying to get elite, so she didn't have a role model. And also, I think she struggled with injuries at the wrong time. Now, you can say कि injury problem था, you can say कि mental problem था. I mean, we don't know. But yeah, Antim has been awesome. And Antim का I think थोड़ा बहुत वो भी case हुआ है कि she has had no option. It's like because she's competing with Vinesh, if she has to make a mark, she has to be awesome. Anything
yeah,
under that is not good. But yeah, still, very first World Championship, she goes there. Her first match, she beats the defending champion. That's a next
big deal.
level. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a next level performance. और ठीक है वो सेमीफाइनल में आई नो लॉट ऑफ कंट्रोवर्सी हुआ सेमीफाइनल में both of us by the way thought it was the right decision
yeah.
and we
It
even
was
talked to
pretty clear when you see it in the slow.
and see my point is eventually wrestling has some technical rules जो हम लोग को भी नहीं पता है so my first reaction was I don't know the rules that well to judge कि whether it was right or wrong बट जो रिएक्शन मैंने देखा था, आई मीन आई रिमेंबर वॉचिंग द मैच एंड आई वॉच्ड ऑन replay as usual, so I had access to the rewind button. She was crying even before the replay decision came, and the
Because it
coach,
was emotional also in the way that she lost at the
हाँ,
very fag end of the match.
exact, and she got it. मतलब she was losing, she got the takedown. You think even I cheered कि ये तो जीत गई, and then suddenly challenge हो गया. Initially even I thought okay challenge हो गया, ये तो last second challenge ऐसे ही कुछ कर दिया होगा. And then you saw the replay. I don't know whether I rewinded. They didn't show the replay, so I rewinded and I went back. And तब वो rewind करते हुए मेरे को तुरंत ही दिखा यार ये exposure का इधर कुछ रूल होता है क्या ये, क्योंकि बैक गया है वहां पे.
90 plus.
हाँ,
Yeah.
सो बैक गया है वहां पे. इज दैट अ रूल कि उसका 2 पॉइंट है क्या, आई डोंट नो, बिकॉज यू नो देयर वाज फंडा की कंट्रोल होना चाहिए, ये नहीं होना चाहिए. सो आई डिडंट नो द रूल्स दैट क्लियरली, बट आई थॉट के वहां पे लफड़ा हो सकता है. एंड देन यू नो इवन बिफोर द डिसीजन केम एंड द रेसलर्स वर वाचिंग द रीप्ले, अंतिम वाज क्राइंग एंड द कोच वाज टेलिंग her रोना बंद कर. So matlab, one thing clear, she was awesome, and she was maybe a little unlucky to lose that semi-final from the perspective ke it happened literally with less than 1 second to go. But judging wise, there was no problem. So let's
True.
get that out of the way. But yeah,
And
in terms of Asian Games, Fujinami is, Japan is at a different level. So
yeah,
you
the
can't
sad part
expect more.
is a lot of categories Japanese haven't entered their first wrestler,
Fujinami नहीं
but
आ रही है.
Fujinami has entered.
अच्छा, okay.
But any which ways,
आई थिंक उनके
for me,
सेकंड ही
I
काफी
think
होंगे मोस्ट केसेस में.
नहीं, so Fujinami obviously there is a vast difference in the
बट
level.
फुजीनामी के बाद मुकायदा का क्या केस है? इज शी स्टिल देयर? सेकंड आई थिंक मुकायदा ही होती फिर.
हाँ, मुकायदा होती, या राइट, वो भी है.
हाँ, तो वही
But
बात है ना, फिर क्या निकलने वाला है.
anyways, my point was, so beyond Fujinami, what I am most interested in is I hope that Antim, ends up in same half as Pang, the Chinese wrestler, who's a silver medalist from Tokyo. The reason being, this is like the first time Antim has, properly started, shifted to the senior ranks.
करेक्ट.
We have seen what sort of level she is at. She was able to beat the American. She was at par, I would say, with uh, what's the Belarusian's name? I can't recall right now.
कलानित्स्काया, वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू प्रोनाउंस, but
Right?
Vanessa, I think it's Vanessa Kalagnitskaya.
And Pang's level is almost all
Similar, yeah.
equal, because Vinesh also used to have trouble against her. Pang defeated Vinesh first, and then Vinesh was able to make a comeback and then defeated.
Yeah.
So that ways, whatever output is there against Pang, that will tell us even more where Antim's level is right now. And
Exactly.
obviously, she's got a higher ceiling also because she's just 19. There would be improvements in technicality, or maybe she develops more power, whatever.
Yeah, I
So
think
that is the
I think Pang's level is eventually similar to Vanessa only. So, but yeah, it would be a good match if it happens. It would be a good match, and it would be great for Antim to actually beat her and get to the final, and
absolutely.
then face Fujinami. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. So
and yeah,
that's the only thing for me.
by the way, Vasant has a very good point. North Korea is, I think, making a return, right? So we don't know उधर क्या situation है.
True. So
So that
is the North Korean the same which used to participate earlier?
I don't know. I can.
Weightlifting, I saw that she's the same one. Maybe someone in the chat can let us know.
Yeah, even I actually saw in weightlifting. Wrestling में I can check. तू तब तक और बात कर ले. What about
ठीक
Mansi
है.
and Sonam?
I'll move down first. So
हाँ.
50, I think. So obviously we had Neelam in World Championship, but now we have Pooja Gehlot. It will kind of tell us who's India number one in terms of how Pooja Gehlot performs. In my head, I know Neelam. She's got a great talent and she has better. She's a better wrestler
And
overall.
I will just add, I was impressed by her performance at World Championship. I think she got to the
Yeah.
quarters. I'm not 100% sure.
She did.
But
She did.
uh,
She also beat Oksana Livats.
exactly. हाँ, right now. Yeah. So I remember Oksana Livaj का मैंने मैच चालू किया था, and I'm like, okay, fine. ठीक है, ये हारो, फिर है ना अंतिम के ऊपर फोकस करते हैं. So because this is not gonna happen. And then I was surprised. Not only did she win, she won very comfortably. So
Also in the wrestling circles, they rate her high.
yeah, so
In Indian wrestling circles, I mean.
okay. Yeah,
So
but I
yeah,
think 50 kg mein, I would say since Vinesh moved up to 53, I don't think I have been impressed as much by
mm,
any 50 kg wrestler as I was with Neelam at the World Championship. And that
yeah.
includes Seema, who had a few good performances here and there, like, and was always a little dicey.
And it's always very easy to, qualify in this category also. Like Seema was also able to qualify because most of the main contenders had already qualified in World Championships.
Hmm.
Same is the case this year also. Three of the main contenders in 50 kg are already qualified. So when it comes to Asian qualifiers, nobody is left, right? So it's a sort of very easy for Neelam, and if she's actually at the level where we think she is, so it would be relatively easier for her.
Acha, and by the way, I just checked 53 mein it's a different North Korean. It's a Choi Hong Yong. ऐसा that's the name of the 53 kg wrestler from North Korea. क्या हुआ?
You sound like Navika from
नहीं
Times Now.
but that's the name यार मैं क्या करूँ? Choi Hong Yong.
You have you seen that viral
Yeah,
video?
yeah, I know what you're
Just
talking
keep
about.
on announcing Chinese name.
I know what you're talking about, but that's the name. What to do? But yeah, so it's not Pang Me, but ठीक है देखते हैं. But North Korea, I think, is in general a question mark, because they haven't competed for such a long time, so we don't know how it will go.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, do you know where is Nisha Dahia? What happened to her in
I think she
60
lost
kg?
in the trials.
Both
I,
trials she lost.
I'm not 100% sure, but I don't
Hmm.
think it's an injury or something. I think she lost. Maybe second wale mein she showed up or not. I don't know, but I think she lost.
I thought she had a good potential.
But
Asian Championship
निशा
में
दैया
her
का वही था थोड़ा कि she was again up and down. It's
hmm,
like I don't know if it's related to weight cut, but she needed to have a good day. And she's
hmm,
not exactly, I don't know, I think you know, right? She's not exactly like a young wrestler. She came back after serving a doping suspension.
hmm.
So it's not that she's like a young, upcoming 20-year-old or something. She is an experienced wrestler.
Yeah. Beyond that, I don't think there's much to look forward to in women's wrestling.
Not
We can
57,
see
Mansi.
that I don't know, like there's not much clarity in terms of she doesn't have a lot of experience. Okay, she won the trials despite Sarita and Anshu was there in the trials, right?
Anshu was there, Sarita was there.
So yeah, ठीक है domestically, but international Asian games that too is a altogether different ball game. So obviously nobody knows how she's going to perform there. So
I will say I have hopes there. Because
hmm,
for me, beating Anshu and Sarita, I don't think she beat both of them. I think she beat one of them. I think Sarita ko haraya tha, and Sarita had beaten Anshu. Maybe that was the case in the trials. But
even Anshu hasn't been like 100% fit, right?
she didn't
She's
show
been
up.
nursing.
She didn't show up for the World Championship trials. ये पता है मुझे.
भाई कुछ तो चल रहा है. She's not 100% there, so maybe that is right.
But ठीक
And
है.
76 again, like uh, Kiran is there. I
76.
thought
ठीक है.
Priya
Priya
should
Malik,
have
right?
been there for the experience, but she also lost in both the trials.
Hmm.
I keep on reiterating she was a case of mismanagement. अब चार चार events 2 महीने के अंदर, how can you ask someone to perform in 4 separate events? That too, both the trials happened right after a week from her Asian under 20 and World under 20. So that was obviously fatigue was must have been the biggest reason for her to have lost the trials. But yeah, I'm hopeful. Probably she'll be back with better preparations, and Asian may again 2 to 3 main contenders have already qualified for Paris, so it should be fairly easy for her when it comes to Asian qualifiers. But Kiran ka Asian Games, I don't think there's much to be read there.
Yeah, and Sonam ka, I think it's she had a lot of promise, but she's been on a downward trend.
Yeah,
So
you
this,
you felt she had a lot of potential.
yeah, I definitely did. I definitely did at one point that she had a lot of potential. She's been on a downward trend. देखते हैं if she can recover, but you kind of feel that this is a bit of a chance here. Because Asian is not as tough as the world's, obviously.
Yeah,
It's no CWG also, but it's not as tough as worlds. So if she can do something here, then maybe she can we can start looking at her as a contender again. But as of now, she's definitely a little down. But
Yeah,
ठीक है,
yeah.
my biggest hopes, Antim obviously is there, but I actually, out of the remaining five, my biggest hope would be Mansi, because of the way she won the trial.
Okay, but 57 also is a stacked up category. We should remember that also.
चाइना जापान सब जगह ही है ना, बहुत ज्यादा फर्क है नहीं.
हम्म,
मेनली चाइना जापान ही लेना है, राइट, एवरीवेयर.
ठीक है, ठीक है. Let's move on to the men's side.
हाँ,
Obviously, we
ग्रेको में तो वी डोंट रियली हैव मच टू से.
yeah, men's freestyle, and we have to start with Bajrang. He's making a comeback.
या
So obviously he would be the first one to watch and look forward to. 65 May, the thing is, we obviously have the Iranian former world champion Amuzad. He's there, so he would definitely start as a clear favorite. Is world championship maybe he? I mean, if you read the preview, so he was one of the clear, not clear, but he was among the favorites. Semi-final May, the way he lost to the Russian, he wasn't very happy about it, so he would be raring to come back. Beyond him, Japanese haven't entered Otugoro, so he's not there. Someone else is. और कौन हो सकता है? The Uzbek would be there, right?
नियाज़बेकॉव होगा शायद.
Niazbekov is not there. I did check.
Okay.
Rakhmanov from Uzbekistan is there,
Yeah.
and the Mongolian Timur Ochir. So Bajrang, even when he was at his peak, 1920 May, if you remember, he always had a very close battle with this Mongolian. हमेशा 5-4, 6-4 ऐसा रहता था. Although he was able to beat him, but then again after coming back from such a prolonged break, पता नहीं ना क्या लेवल होगा, किस लेवल पे प्रोड्यूस कर पाएगा वो. So obviously it will be interesting.
बजरंग का तो वही है, मतलब आई थिंक इट विल बॉटल डाउन टू बजरंग का लेवल क्या है. डजंट मीन के मतलब इफ बजरंग इज एट द टॉप ही इज गोना गेट द गोल्ड, बट वी विल नो कि उसका लेवल क्या है. ही शुड डेफिनेटली मेडल if he's at the top of the if he's at the top of his own game, but
that will be a big deal, no? If he medals, considering the competition, and Asian Games being the first tournament. But I think Kapil, there will be a lot of BS floating around if he doesn't medal.
And the point is, people don't
Everyone will be out with their daggers.
And the thing is, people, मतलब Bajrang is eventually an Olympic medalist, right? So, मतलब if you're talking about daggers, people don't realize कि his biggest competitors are also in Asia. तो मतलब वो वो कनेक्शन हो नहीं पाता है बहुत लोगों का.
अभी नहीं बोल सकते, यूरोप में भी.
हाँ, मतलब दोनों हैं, आई एम सेइंग दोनों हैं, बट वो कनेक्शन हो नहीं पाता है लोगों का, बिकॉज पीपल थिंक कि ओके यू वन दी ओलंपिक मेडल, तो उसके बाद एशिया में तो आराम से गोल्ड आना चाहिए. लॉट ऑफ पीपल थिंक दैट वे, बट इट डजंट वर्क दैट वे.
होगा ना कि इवन बियॉन्ड ओलंपिक गोल्ड प्रोटेस्ट करना आता है, बट मेडल जीतना नहीं आता.
हाँ, वो सब तो चलने ही वाला है, उसका तो कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. बट ठीक है, देखते हैं. बट या बजरंग इज डेफिनेटली नॉट अ गारंटी, एंड इट इज द बिगेस्ट क्वेश्चन मार्क व्हाट विल हैपन. Uske beyond, obviously, there's Aman Sehrawat, who's made a lot of noise in Indian domestic circles, but World Championship at least was heavily disappointing. तू है ना?
Yeah.
तू अटक क्यों गया? Let me check.
I think for Aman, you can hear me, right?
हाँ, नहीं, go on, ठीक है.
For Aman, he's got a good chance, and purely the reason being, Rei Higuchi from Japan, he has not entered. He won the silver medal recently, 57 में.
But Japan का I think second wrestler was also pretty good. कौन है, देखता हूँ.
वो होता था Takashini, but now I think he's retired. He no longer is active.
Okay. Some
unknown name, like I hadn't heard of him.
Okay, let me just check जल्दी से. सामने है मेरे मेंस फ्री से. Okay, yeah. Toshihiro Hasegawa.
Yeah, some unknown name only.
I don't know. I feel like I've heard the name, but yeah, Aman can possibly take him now.
Also, Abdullayev is not there. The Uzbek.
Yeah, that's a big name.
Who had beaten Ravi?
Yeah, I remember Abdullayev. Yeah, that's a big name missing there.
Yeah.
Iran तो होगा ही obviously. Iran would be the. I think men freestyle में biggest competition is Iran only eventually.
Yeah. See, World Championship में he lost the first bout. Just that it came too soon for him, I would say. That too, पहला ही bout against the not pehla, but second bout against the defending world champion. So at times it does become overwhelming. Pehla world championship he tha.
Hmm.
So let's give it to him. He's obviously the reigning Asian champion also. So he should enter as a favorite to win gold.
Yeah, but the way of the defeat was also a little disappointing. But ठीक है.
See, wrestling में again
हाँ,
sometimes
वो हो जाता है
it's
कभी कभी.
rhythmic also, right? वो chain wrestling अगर बन जाए, so then
हाँ.
you ultimately end up losing.
If you get caught bad, you get caught bad. That's the problem.
Yeah. How about Deepak Kapil? He's also making a comeback. He
Yeah.
is totally, you know,
Not
he's
been in
hidden
good form.
after Tokyo. Tokyo
Yeah.
के बाद किया ही क्या है?
Yeah,
कुछ
not
भी
been in
नहीं है.
form at all. वही प्रॉब्लम है और अगेन याजदानी है एंड आई थिंक इज एंटर्ड आल्सो. तो वो तो मतलब
Yazdan is there.
हाँ तो याजदानी है तो मतलब गोल्ड तो भूल ही जाओ अनलेस
Hmm.
सो वहाँ पे
Yeah.
देन इट बिकम्स कि भैया ड्रॉ क्या है उस हिसाब से मे बी यू कैन स्नीक इन द सिल्वर और ब्रॉन्ज एट मैक्स.
Medal for sure would be difficult. I noted down Uzbekistan has Shapiev finished Olympic fifth along with Deepak. Kazakhstan Dolit Bekov, he's a defending Asian champion. Then there is some Sharipov, Russian guy who represents Bahrain.
Bahrain. Yeah.
So obviously he's got a good competition. But in general for Deepak, I think this is his moment to start his Paris campaign now. He's been, out of the picture for so long. 9 महीने बचे हैं Paris में. This is the start, and he needs to sort of buckle up.
Yeah. But honestly, मैं बताऊँ after discussing everything, I don't see a gold in this wrestling contingent.
Oh,
दिख नहीं रहा है कहाँ से आएगा गोल्ड.
Aman,
मेडल.
Aman,
अमन मे बी.
57,
ठीक है. Okay, you're saying because the Japanese is not there and
Abdullah.
what about and you're not confident about the Iranian, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about him to be honest, but I think the big names are missing. That gives him a chance, and
Maybe.
he also would be sort of raring to prove a point that
Yeah.
it's not like he lost badly in World Championship, but
So on one
he's
hand,
still a Asian champion.
yeah, on one hand that is the point कि he's raring to go. On the other hand, the point is he'll be under high pressure. तो दोनों ही बात है. What happens, we'll see. But yeah, ठीक है. I will agree. हाँ, maybe Aman is the best chance, but मुझे लग रहा है मेडल्स आ जाएंगे थोड़े बहुत. अमन से आ जाएगा, बजरंग से आ जाएगा, अंतिम से आ जाएगा. Maybe a couple of other women can get medals, whether it's Mansi, whether it's Sonam, whether it's Pooja. तो मतलब घूम फिर के मेडल निकाल के आ जाएंगे 5-6. बट गोल्ड मुझे डिफिकल्ट लग रहा है यहाँ पे.
हाँ मतलब मेडल्स तो आएंगे ही. विमेन्स रेसलिंग में एनीवेज दे एंड अप विनिंग ब्रॉन्ज एंड सिल्वर एशियन लेवल पे भी काफी.
ठीक है, देखते हैं. But overall, big tournament for wrestling just because of everything that has happened. And
Yeah.
sort of, if it goes well, then we can feel that maybe wrestling is back on path. क्योंकि वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप भी आउटसाइड अंटिम तो डिसअपॉइंटिंग ही रहा था. सो
Correct.
होपफुली.
Yes.
एंड यू वांट टू मेंशन बिफोर मूविंग ऑन क्विकली अबाउट विनेश. आई मीन हम लोग ने ट्विटर पे बोल ही दिया था कि या इट्स डिबेटेबल अब आगे क्या होगा बिकॉज अंतिम हैज टेकन ओवर.
Yeah. Like I would just say, obviously, she's my all-time favorite Indian sports person, probably among top 3 if I have to note it down. So I might have my biases, but she is obviously going to face, I don't doubt her, but I feel Antim has great potential.
ठीक है, चलो फिर आगे बढ़ते हैं.
Yeah. Next is what? Shooting?
Okay, another team who's really looking to make a mark, right? हाँ.
For sure.
बिकॉज टोक्यो के बाद तो कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है. कॉमनवेल्थ में भी चांस नहीं मिला. वर्ल्ड कप की तो वैल्यू गिर गई है बहुत अब. सो एंड देयर इज नोबडी इन द शूटिंग टीम लेफ्ट हु इज अ regular in the Indian squad as well. Everybody's had drops now. Even Rudransh, I think Rudransh is maybe the most consistent. Maybe he also I think was fourth in one of the before one of the World Cups. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's not a major drop, but he had set his benchmark so
No, no,
high.
no, no. What I mean by a drop is he had a drop from the Indian team, from the Indian top 3. Yeah,
Oh,
that way. हाँ, not
okay.
from a performance perspective.
Hmm,
तो वो फर्क पड़ता है, right? Because the names get registered in people's minds when you have a constant name competing again and again. But
Correct.
shooting में आजकल तो यही हो गया कि every event we have like 5 or 6 guys or girls at the top, and उनमें से कोई भी 3 जाते हैं, so it's rotating. There's like
Yeah,
nobody who's a constant member of the Indian team itself.
yeah. It's no longer about a particular name. If you've
Hmm.
made it to Indian shooting team, it's
That
like
itself is a big
US
deal,
track
हाँ
and field thoda sa.
हाँ.
Just that the only difference is US track and field end up showing in the majors.
हम
We
हमारे
don't.
2 ओलंपिक गड़बड़ हो गए हैं,
हाँ.
but yeah.
But I think shooting में obviously Kapil, one thing is I was checking at the results last time.
Hmm.
If you only see in terms of individual performances only in the Olympic events,
Hmm.
it will be super tough to beat last time's performance.
दो
If they are
गोल्ड राइट
able to
हाँ.
match up two gold plus plenty of silver and
सिल्वर्स एंड
bronzes
ब्रॉन्जेस
also,
हाँ.
they are also not easy to get.
या
If we are able to beat it, then it's a great achievement. If we are able to even be at par, still it is awesome.
आई थिंक उसमें तो डाउट ही नहीं है, राइट, बिकॉज दैट वाज द सॉर्ट ऑफ द वे द गोल्डन पीरियड ऑफ इंडियन शूटिंग स्टार्टेड,
Started.
right? We had that 2018 World Championship, जहाँ पे we
Mhm.
had 2 quotas, which was not that great. It was like just the start of things to come, and a lot of our top, जैसे for example Saurabh Chaudhary competed in the juniors there. I still remember. So it was just the start, but the Asian Games was the one where we really
Kick-started the
kick-started
entire
everything, and
golden.
then the 2019 we dominated the year. So it was the
That
golden period.
Saurabh Chaudhary moment is one of my all-time favorite Indian moments.
Hmm.
I have my reasons, the way
He,
everything happened.
yeah, and there was so much criticism of sending him to the Asian Games for his first event, and then he delivered, and then उसके बाद तो he
He
went on a,
delivered like anything.
and उसके मतलब not just there, उसके बाद तो he went on a different level only कि ये भैया बंदा कहाँ से आ गया, कौन है ये. इट
Hmm.
वाज दैट लेवल. आज की डेट में भी मेरे ट्विटर पे हर बार जब भी शूटिंग की बात आती है पहला क्वेश्चन ये आता है, भैया सौरभ कहाँ है, क्या हुआ, क्या हुआ.
Hmm.
इट्स अनफॉर्चुनेट ही इज नॉट बीन इन फॉर्म पोस्ट टोक्यो.
I think individual में तो वही है, like only purely if you compare from the last edition, so we need to be at that level. But I think a lot of people tend to again compare medal tally, right? कि total medals कितने हैं, total gold कितने हैं. वहाँ पे we really need to acknowledge there is a major difference from the last edition. Last edition did not have team events.
ओके.
This edition has team events.
सो गोल्ड तो मतलब मेडल तो ज्यादा आएंगे गोल्ड में. आई थिंक टीम इवेंट में गोल्ड में तो वी आर मेनली कम्पीटिंग विद चाइना एंड टू सम एक्सटेंट मे बी कोरिया.
Korea, yes, and that is what I want to highlight. Indian shooting has undergone a lot of changes. There has been a significant development which has happened, and we might get to see that development in the team events and the medals we get in the team events. And anyways, matlab in general, I'm not a big fan of
या
team
स्पेशली
event में
बेस्ड
जो
ऑन
medals आते हैं.
क्वालिफिकेशन ओनली जस्ट ऐड करके दे देते हैं.
Yeah, because add करके देते हैं and it unnecessarily मतलब
थोड़ा ब्लो अप हो जाता है.
increases the blows up the medal tally और फिर वो थोड़ा सा fake ही लगती है because casuals do not understand and then they consider India ने बहुत अच्छा किया, all of those things, right? This time, and if you remember, I'm sure you can very well relate to it. 2010, 2014 team events used to be there. China used to be far, far ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
Almost every single event, it used to be China winning a gold medal. Some of the events, especially in pistol, they
पिस्टल
used to
एंड
be
राइफल. हाँ.
no. I meant pistol में Korea also used to be dominant.
हाँ.
ठीक है. India always ended up with a couple of bronze here and there whenever a team event was considered. I think 10 and 14 का अगर collectively तू देखेगा, I just did a very rough numbers. 90-95% of the team medals, golds went to China and Korea only.
Yeah.
This time, I can be confident and say that won't be the case. And we are in contention in a lot of events for gold.
एवरीवेयर ओनली ना आई थिंक एक्सेप्ट
Not
मे बी.
everywhere.
कहाँ नहीं
Not
है,
everywhere, I would say.
कहाँ नहीं है. 50 मीटर 3
10
पोजीशन में भी.
meter pistol women, we stand nowhere.
आई डोंट
25
अग्री.
meter rifle, you don't agree.
या 10 मीटर पिस्टल मतलब शूटिंग में वही बात है
Do
कि
you see the difference Korea, China and हमारी 10 meter air pistol women? We are
अच्छा
nowhere,
अच्छा
man.
you're saying टीम वाइज राइट हाँ ठीक है तीनों तो नहीं हो पाएंगे
To be seen collectively, no?
तीनों पर ठीक है द नेम्स आर स्टिल प्रीटी गुड राइट आई डोंट नो ओके दिव्या का डाउन हुआ था ठीक है एशा
कोई
सिंह
भी
है
they are not able to cross 580.
वो
China
580 तो क्रॉस होता ही नहीं है राइट
same goes with 25-meter rifle, right?
25 मीटर
Rifle rapid fire.
रैपिड फायर यस
China and Korea are pretty strong there. See, our main contention will come from both 10-meter air rifle men, women. We are at par with China. I would say we still can win gold. Then I would say 50-meter 3P. Would you say
या
men,
या
not
मेन
women?
मेन 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 मेन
And in fact, abhi Baku World Championship mein we did end up winning gold there. So trio of Aishwarya,
एंड द टू कोटा विनर्स
Swapnil,
स्वप्निल
Swapnil,
एंड अखिल
Akhil. ठीक है उसमें गोल्ड था टीम इवेंट में भी. Then what else could be there?
फिर आई डोंट नो व्हाट अबाउट शॉटगन में लेकिन कतार एंड कुवैत आ जाएंगे
But
मोर देन
trap में I think they are in good touch. तो
ठीक है मे बी
Prithviraj Todaiman भी and as well as the other quota winner.
और शॉटगन में तो इनफैक्ट आई थिंक एशियन गेम्स इज वन इवेंट जहाँ वुमेन शॉटगन में भी थोड़ा बहुत कंटेंशन में आ जाते हैं अदरवाइज दूसरी जगह नहीं आ पाते हैं बिकॉज
Our women are doing quite good right now in terms of both trap as well as skeet.
हाँ मतलब
पहले से तो बेटर ही कर रहे हैं
पहले
लेकिन
से बेटर कर रहे हैं आई वोंट से टू गुड ऑन द वर्ल्ड लेवल बट या बट सी शूटिंग में आई विल से दिस के फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वुड से एवरीबडी their first target from an individual perspective is to get to the final. Anybody I think who doesn't get to the final will be disappointed. Okay, all of them are capable of at least getting to the final, which is like the top eight. Top eight में तो आना चाहिए. So you should definitely have at least दो तीन इवेंट जहाँ पे maybe we have three shooters in the top eight competing in the finals. And once if you have a situation with all three get into the top eight, then silver तो हो जाएगा minimum.
नहीं
Then
I think उसमें I did read the document if all there are 3 in
अच्छा दो
top
ही
8
जाएंगे.
only 2 go to the final.
Okay, this I did not know.
There is a limit. अच्छा एक और इवेंट हम भूल गए कपिल जहाँ पे I think we stand quite good 25-meter pistol.
वुमेन में ना
Manu, Isha and who's the third
रिदम
one?
रिदम
Rhythm. Yeah.
आई थिंक हाँ मतलब टीम में देयर इज अ वेरी गुड चांस लेकिन इंडिविजुअल में आई थिंक तीनों का मे बी नॉट ईशा लेकिन रिदम और मनु का तो दोनों का प्रॉब्लम ये कि इंडिविजुअल में फाइनल्स में देयर परफॉर्मेंस हैज बीन वेरी बैड हिस्टोरिकली
Right.
सो
I
दोनों
think for मतलब जो लोग मेडल काउंट करते हैं सिर्फ उनके लिए शूटिंग इज अ it's a
वेरी
it
डिफिकल्ट
has
टू
a high
जज
upside. No, it has a high upside also as compared to
हाँ
previous.
या आई वाज सेइंग जस्ट वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू जज कि
That is there of course.
होगा क्या ठीक है सो या बट आई थिंक everybody has to target to get into that top 8 even only अगर दो पहुंचेंगे तब भी and if you get all three in top if not in top 8 maybe top 10 somewhere there then team event में bottles down कि भैया gold है या silver है it's mainly that I don't think you're getting below silver and honestly I think even Korea has gone down a little bit in shooting
They have.
I don't think वो बात है कोरिया में it's mainly India versus China in
अभी
rifle and
चाइना
pistol
से ही है. Yes, you're right.
in
Also
rifle
Iran.
and pistol not
Also
Iran Iran I think it's one of those कि एक दो मेडल यहाँ वहां से ले जाएगा but I don't think they are going to be consistently everywhere.
Yeah, they do tend to show up in multi events mainly. You'd
हाँ
remember last to last year, nobody knew Khedmati and Najme, right? They're two great rifle
rifle
shooters.
shooters हाँ
They showed up all of a sudden, gold and silver back to back. No Chinese, no Korean, no Indian, and two Iranians on top.
हाँ नहीं so I'm saying that only कि ईरान का होगा यही कि they will come and they'll have like a couple of good performances here and there दो तीन medal you can say they'll let's say sneak in but I don't think you need to be worried upon as a overall perspective. So
True.
and if you look at the overall shooting tally, India will be very disappointed below second. That includes Korea. So मतलब ठीक है China, especially China is at home. So you expect that China will top the medal tally, but उसके बाद India definitely needs to be second. उसके नीचे I think we will be disappointed. All okay?
Yes, I'm good.
ठीक है. और
Anything else in shooting?
ट्रैप की बात कर ली, स्कीट की बात कर ली. आई थिंक एक एक का बात करके तो कुछ खास फायदा नहीं. यू वांट टू पिक आउट लाइक अ कपल ऑफ शूटर्स मे बी दैट यू आर लुकिंग एट जस्ट ऐसे ही.
Mainly for me, I think first and foremost, I want Aishwarya to do really well, just for his confidence level, because I think he's been one of the best shooters for us in last 2-3 years, super consistent. But he's sort of a setback he's had. 53p में 2 quotas already आ चुके हैं. Air rifle में we already have a quota.
He will be competing in both, right, Aishwarya?
He is competing in both. So उसी वजह से मतलब just to have his confidence there, if he wins a good medal in either of the two events that he's there, that is something I really want.
Okay, that's one. एक और कि बस that's it.
मतलब are you asking me
Just
what
in
do I
general, हाँ,
expect?
anything, हाँ. What you're
Obviously,
looking at.
I would like to see Manu how she performs where she is at, because she's also been out of touch recently, and talent wise we all know she's got great talent. So let's see how she performs.
ठीक है. I will say I would really like to see Rhythm Sangwan get it together in the finals. That is one thing, because I think she can really do wonders, and she competes in both events as well. So that is one shooter which can do very well for India if she can just get over her last series and the final nerves. Let's say
Do you
nerves or
remember
jitters.
last edition's final in 25-meter pistol?
Right, Rai Sarnobat won gold, na?
She won in a shoot off against
Shoot.
Thailand.
I don't remember
क्या
shooter, but
लाया?
I remember she won gold. हाँ.
हाँ.
And Manu भी थी. I think Manu I think had a double malfunction. नहीं, that was in the World Cup, not in Asian Games.
But what Manu did a 593 in Asian Games, if you would remember.
In the qualification, right?
Right, which was a Asian record and just one below Olympic record.
हाँ, वो तो ट्रायल्स में भी किया है. She has crossed 590 few times in qualification. मनु का प्रॉब्लम वही आ जाता है कि फाइनल में she actually doesn't have I think a single good performance in 25-meter finals. जहाँ तक
And
मुझे पता है.
it's ulta in 10 meter.
हाँ, 10 मीटर में बस फाइनल में पहुंचा दो somehow. But ठीक है, she's not going to compete. And yeah, the other maybe one name Ganimat Sekon, which is exciting Indians a little bit. I don't know. Maybe in Asian she can do something.
We also have a quota winner in trap. I think Maheshwari. She's won a quota. Rajeshwari.
हाँ. वो ठीक है, but I think that was more of a one-off performance. If she can do something, that's great.
Yeah.
But ठीक है, trap में I think वही बात है कि I feel women shotgun is in general weaker in the Asian Games. It's not at such a world level जितना दूसरा होता है. And men shotgun में China है ही, but China के अलावा the bigger competition will maybe come from Qatar, Kuwait, maybe even UAE. Mainly Qatar and Kuwait. Those are the ones जहाँ से सबसे बड़ा competition आता है.
Yeah. And also there's this ruling, Vasant has been explaining it very well. So there could be only 5 per gender, right? So that is why some of them are repeating also. Like Aishwarya is repeating in 10-meter air rifle as well as 53. And Ashi Choksi also, in a way, doing the same thing.
हाँ, वो पहले भी हुआ है. I remember 2018 में that's the reason Jeetu Dai was able to go. It was pretty much his last event.
Yep. And I think rifle की बात नहीं की हमने, but air rifle में it's वही है. मतलब China is super strong. We are also super strong. It won't be a surprise if we end up winning gold or China ends up winning gold.
And that goes for both men and women.
Yes, absolutely.
And by the way, that's the first event tomorrow. So just saying, कल सुबह 6 बजे qualification starts, women 10-meter rifle.
Oh, okay.
And when I say qualification, that is also then the team final essentially. So कल सुबह सुबह 6 बजे Indian time. That's the first event that starts for whoever
Cool.
wants to get up and watch.
Cool. Okay, let's move on from shooting. What's next?
Badminton. हाँ
Yeah.
चल तू चालू कर.
Look, badminton we have extensively discussed. ठीक है, पिछले 2-3 स्ट्रीम्स में काफी डिटेल में डिस्कस कर लिया है. Honestly, from my side, there's not much to discuss. We all know who are the medal contenders for us, right? From men's doubles, in Satvik Chirag, there's a high potential in men's team also. If everything comes together for us, it clicks together for us. Then men's singles में we have Pranoy. I am sorry, but I can't be counting
Yeah,
Shrikant.
that's one of the I think अभी तक अपन ने जितना डिस्कस किया है, one of the first big unfortunate cases where because we had to pick a team in June, we had to pick
Hmm.
Shrikant ahead of Lakshya.
Yeah, it obviously I clearly say it feels incomplete with Laksh not being there in individual men's singles. And had Lakshya been there, we would have entered two medal contenders. Right now, we are entering just one.
Yeah, Shrikant is very dicey at this
And
point.
it's not like they couldn't have managed a window in July August also for the trials. And rahi baat July August ki bhi na, if they held trials some time later on, maybe they wouldn't even require trials in men's singles,
नहीं
because
वो तो
by that time Lakshya had already entered top 20, which was the basic criteria.
आई थिंक उसमें बेसिक पॉइंट वही था ना कि इट्स लाइक व्हेन द ट्रायल्स हैपेंड इन जून, श्रीकांत एंड लक्ष्य वर बोथ बैडली स्ट्रगलिंग. So it's like you had a trial, Shrikant came through. It just so happened that after that Lakshya came back, but Shrikant didn't. It's a really unfortunate situation. But yeah, I wouldn't blame Bai too much. It's also a case of where you had to submit a team early. अगर
Yeah,
team
I
बाद में
mean,
submit करनी होती तो it would have been much better.
yeah, I would partially agree with you. They
Hmm.
have started to have a systemic process,
Hmm.
but I think obviously there is room for improvement. It can be done in a much better manner, like have it close as much as closer to the trial so that you know who is the main inform. Because 2-3 months window, things can change.
Yeah, इस बार तो complain भी था, right? In fact, I think badminton only were the ones who were complaining के why do we have to submit? नहीं, athletics was complaining, yes. Adil
Hmm.
Sumariwala was real. He had given an open statement कि why do we have to submit a team so early? मतलब
Hmm.
ओलंपिक्स में भी इतना जल्दी नहीं मांगते, उन लोग को 70 दिन पहले टीम क्यों चाहिए?
Right,
But
right.
but ठीक है, it is one of the unfortunate things
Yeah.
where Shrikant will be playing ahead of Lakshya, but it is what it is. Maybe he surprises us all. Let's see.
Yeah, yeah, if he catches good momentum, and obviously depends on draw as well. तो उसमें देखा जाएगा. Then again, obviously, it's probably the worst time ever in Sindhu's career.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have spoken so much about her, how she's a big tournament player.
वो
But
भी
I
has
think
not happened.
we need to look beyond that also. She's clearly out of touch, out of form. Can't expect a lot of things, but yeah, it will be good to see where she, I mean, at least we'll have a glimpse that with this form also, how, what level she's operating at, how is she feeling about her game. And thoda sa, for her usually it is not draw dependent unless it used to be tie. Now it is somewhat Anseang also. That is where the problem always comes. I think she usually has been comfortable against Yamaguchi, Yufe, so that still might be the case. If she has come back to that level, nobody knows. But let's see. थोड़ा सा draw dependent हो सकता है.
Yeah, as of now तो मतलब सिंधु से it's better not to have hopes right now. I would say if Sindhu can actually even medal, not even gold or something, if she can medal at least get to the final, so let's say silver आता है, so that I think could be the one of the biggest uh, gains of this Asian Games across the contingent if it happens. I'm
Yeah,
not saying
yeah,
it will happen.
yeah.
I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying if it happens, something like
Yeah,
that can
yeah,
happen.
it would be a huge. deal.
By the way, Prasanna is asking when football team can change so many times, why not badminton? Prasanna, it's more a case ki you set the team in June and you told Shrikant he will be playing, and now if you change, it's unfair to Shrikant. It's more of that. It's not about can you do it, can you not do it. Wrestling ne bhi kiya hai. There are ways to do it, but the
Hmm.
point is that officially you were supposed to submit in June, and badminton didn't have any reasons why they can't follow the rules. So they conducted a trial, they followed the rules, and then things changed. But then it sort of becomes unfair to Shrikant when you have been told that you are going. You can't change that unless at that point they would have said that okay, these are the players who are going, but we'll decide the singles players later, which they
Yeah,
did not do.
yeah,
So that is the thing.
true.
And yeah, so
I think
we have talked
overall
about Pranoy,
Kapil, hmm,
Sindhu. I think Tilsa Gayatri is the only one, but not much hopes there
for
because
them it's just to see how far they can go. That's the only thing.
yeah, because eventually बात वही है badminton Asian Games is pretty close to the Olympics. It is not the
Hmm.
Olympics, but the level is very close. So a medal in badminton in Asian Games is big, and honestly, at this moment, Chirag, Satvik are your biggest hopes, and then maybe Pranoy and the men's team. That's what we are looking at
I would say men's team obviously
ahead of
has
Pranoy.
better
Yeah.
chances because Pranoy's category is quite stacked, right?
Hmm.
And there are players who are ahead of Pranoy. So I
Hmm.
would obviously, if I have to call out favorites for gold, I would start with Kunlavut, maybe followed by Kodai, and
Hmm.
then maybe Jonathan Christie because he's been in good touch.
Jonathan
He's
Christie did
been,
well.
yeah, he has won a couple of titles. He's coming
Okay.
off winning Hong Kong recently. He's
ठीक
been
है.
to like वो थोड़ा सा silently चल रहा है. He's been to a lot of semi-final, quarter-finals.
Okay.
Has won a and he's the defending champion
वो
Asian
ठीक
Games.
है. In
ठीक है.
Indonesia. In Indonesia. ठीक है.
It was in Indonesia, right? You're right. So that ways, I would say these are the top three for me.
Hmm.
But China में हो रहा है, Shi Yuqi is there, Li
Hmm.
Shifang is there,
Hmm.
you know, Lizia is there.
Hmm.
It's a pretty stacked up category.
But men team maybe you can say that, na? There's Indonesia, there's China, there's
Yeah.
Malaysia. Malaysia इतना
मतलब
नहीं maybe.
उधर ये होगा ना कि like you just need to win one main tie which could be the deciding factor.
Yeah. Taipei भी है, but Taipei has also become very good in men team by the way. It
Right.
work कर जाता है उनका.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So
ठीक
yeah,
है.
that ways थोड़ा सा
Yeah.
I think overall badminton में was just having a look at previous editions and the medals.
Hmm.
Okay, take a guess. How many golds we have won in the entire Asian Games history so far, counting all the events?
In badminton,
Yes,
zero.
zero.
Yeah,
Absolutely zero.
because it is essentially an Olympic event,
Yeah.
except for Denmark and maybe a couple of other Europeans like Marin and एक दो Russian आ जाते हैं, एक दो Brits आ जाते हैं, but
Hmm.
it's primarily an Olympics without Denmark basically.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, obviously it's going to be a huge deal if we end up winning gold in any of these events.
नहीं
It is
गोल्ड
going
तो
to be
देख
a
ही नहीं रहे मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ मेडल ही आई थिंक दो मेडल इज लाइक
नहीं
मैक्सिमम
नहीं
वी
मैं
कैन
I'm
एक्सपेक्ट
not predicting. I'm just saying कि if it happens, it's going to be a historic moment because we have never
या
won
या
a gold.
दैट्स फाइन अग्री ठीक है चलें आगे
Cool. Okay. What is next?
weightlifting okay I think we can go through this quickly weightlifting obviously Bindya Rani I don't think there's much hope there that's more of a participation thing Mirabai is the one which
I
is a
think
very
for
interesting event.
Kapil, just one thing for Bindya Rani also,
Hmm.
like only purely if you go by the entry weight,
Hmm.
she is a case of like touch and go bronze.
Okay.
That is if you know. So there are two North Korean athletes who have entered,
Hmm.
and they are much level above Bindya Rani.
Yeah.
So if one of them falters, like usually उनका रहता है ना, there are a lot of no lifts in general
Hmm.
for North Koreans.
Hmm.
If that happens, So then maybe there is a slight bit of chance that she might sneak in a bronze. That's all.
ठीक है, okay. Yeah, but talking about Mirabai Chanu ka event is, one of the most, I would say, highlight events to watch in the Asian Games. I had checked the entry list.
Totally agree.
Yeah, I had checked the entry list. China se only Jiang is coming, no Hao Jinhui, but Thailand are sending both their
Call it
girls.
call the entire name. No? Sounds good.
Jiang Hua, something like that.
Yeah,
तुझे बोलना है? You want to say?
yeah, I'm good.
You're good. हाँ ठीक है, अच्छा है, मेरे को ही बकरा बनाओ ना. हाँ ठीक है. Okay, anyway, so yeah, Jiang Huihua is coming, and उसके अलावा the Thais are sending both their girls. I think Sukchaudhary and Tanasan. I'm not too sure,
Hmm.
but they are
Does
sent.
does does the name Tanasan ring a bell?
Both of them have been, I think, this dope issues.
Yeah, she's a Rio Olympic champion.
Yeah, the Olympic champion then got caught in dope. Both of them, I
And
think.
she's just come back now because I think in the previous two tournaments where we got to see Thailand, she wasn't there.
Acha, Mansa Madhusudan is saying कि how Junhui is in 55. I don't know if
Yes,
that's
the
correct.
other Chinese is in 55. I saw that.
Acha, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah.
ठीक है. But yeah, so Mirabai के case में, so there is a Chinese, there are the two Thais, and then you have the North Korean Ri, who's making a comeback. So then there are these five girls who all of them can win medals. And by the way, do you know, is it three medals or is it one? I think it's one only, right?
No idea. It should be one.
हाँ.
They've stopped this practice from everywhere, Commonwealth.
नहीं, बिकॉज वो फंडा उसमें वही है ना, शूटिंग में टीम इवेंट वापस डाल दिया. सो आई डोंट नो कि वेट लिफ्टिंग में भी उन्होंने वापस डाल दिया, बिकॉज चाइना को बेनिफिट होता है, राइट? सो
Could be.
yeah, so I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what's the case there, if there are three events or one, but most probably it is one only. So we have five girls competing there, and Mirabai has gone through a lot of injuries, and but she says she's fit, and she is raring to go. So if she is at a peak, we still expect कि she should silver behind Jiang, but कुछ भी हो सकता है यहाँ पे. And it is,
Yeah,
yeah, one of the most exciting events that at least I am looking forward to.
for sure, for sure. Tell me this thing, Kapil.
Hmm.
So 9 months to go for Paris.
Hmm.
What if Mirabai, let's say she finishes fourth?
Okay.
What does happen? What happens to her confidence?
So
9 months, probably this would be the first time she would enter in a major event with so much of pressure on her, right? Abhi tak, wherever she has medaled,
hmm.
it's been a easy breeze for her, right? Tokyo, maybe there was not much competition. 2017, when she won the world championship, there was not much competition. With the Romanian and the US weightlifter also now coming in, improving. So it's going to be 6, 7 weightlifters in totality going for 3 medals.
But I will just counter that. Okay, if you say she comes fourth, right? The first question is how. So now, if for example you have two Thais ahead of her, then it's like, okay, one of them is not going to be there at the Olympics.
Mhm.
If you have the North Korean ahead of her, she is also not going to be there at the Olympics. So even though you have five lifters competing here in Asia, okay, you know a maximum of only three of them are going to be at the Olympics.
Agree. That is one way of looking at it,
And
but
then
it
you add
does
in,
do a psychological damage, maybe.
I'm
That
not too
okay,
sure.
at Asian level also you're finishing fourth, you couldn't medal. So going into Olympics, you have to have give a fight. Honestly, I haven't seen Mira give a proper fight where she has to punch above her weight and get a medal. Do you remember
But do you remember?
anything?
But do you remember 2018 में क्या हुआ था? Did both Chinese show up? Because both Chinese and North Korea, if they showed up, then anyways मीराबाई का fourth ही हुई होगी Asian 2018 में. Do you remember?
Not really.
Yeah, so even I don't remember. I don't think that's much of a problem. And मेरे को ये भी लगता है, weightlifting में eventually you are focused on lifting your weight, right? I don't think psychological and everything it matters so much, because you are not competing one on one. If
Hmm.
you can lift your weights, that gives you much more confidence than whether you finish third or whether you finish fourth. Especially when you know, okay, I finished fourth, but out of the three girls on who are ahead of me, only 2 are gonna show up in Tokyo, so I'm good. Or
Yeah, that
show
is
up in
fine.
Paris, sorry, not in
My
Tokyo.
only point was I don't remember seeing Mirabai being in a proper fight for medals.
World Championship है.
मतलब world championship, which world championship you're referring to?
Everything besides the last one. हमेशा she has finished like third, fourth. I think total में तो fourth कई बार आई है. Behind because
फोर्थ
दो
आई है ना.
हाँ तो वही बात हो जाती है ना, दो चाइनीज होती है, so she is in a fight.
हम्म ठीक है. This time probably in Paris there will be 6 or 7 people. So
नहीं बट
let's see. It'll
पेरिस
be
में भी 5
interesting.
ही है ना, 5 ही
चलो
तो है.
let's move on. Let's move
हाँ
on. ठीक है.
ठीक है, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Okay, so now we are up to archery.
Acha, just one thing. Do you know what happened with both Ajit and Achinta? Like both of them were entered in 73 kg men's,
Hmm.
but then later on their name was withdrawn, probably after seeing their recent performances. World Championship में Ajit was there. He did a, I think, good job. 310, 311 he lifted.
Hmm.
But still their names were withdrawn for some weird reason. ठीक है, Achinta का you can understand he did not perform well. He couldn't lift. He was somewhat around 300. World Championship में maybe 300 भी cross नहीं किया.
Hmm.
But both of them were withdrawn. So
जहाँ
that's why only it's women.
Okay, so I don't know, but जहाँ तक मुझे पता है, I think it came down to that ministry cutting a lot of names, right? So जैसे
Hmm.
Deepa Karmalkar is also not going to gymnastics. So ministry cut a lot of names. I remember at one point, I think around June, the news was that India is going to compete in each and every sport except cricket.
Mhm.
That was the news. अभी तो इतने सारे sports है where we are not competing, right? Taekwondo team भी नहीं गई, beach volleyball नहीं है, और कितने सारे sports है where we are not competing. So,
Yeah.
but जहाँ तक मुझे
But
पता है,
both were there, right?
हाँ,
Ajit could have been there.
नहीं, but I'm saying as far as I know, uh, the fact कि they went to World Championships, उससे पहले ही decided था कि they are not going to Asian Games. That's why Mirabai and Bindya Rani, they didn't compete at World Championships. They just
Hmm.
went, made an appearance, and they didn't put themselves under pressure because their focus was Asian Games.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
men
that does
competed,
make sense.
because the men competed because पहले decide हो गया था they are not going to Asian Games. बॉटम
All
लाइन वही
right.
है कि यार उनका जो भी क्राइटेरिया है, टॉप 8, टॉप 10, दे डिडंट मेक इट.
Yeah.
चलो
Okay.
आगे बढ़ते हैं. आर्चरी. So archery also had a world championship where we India from a compound perspective had by far their best world championship ever.
Yeah.
And compound में हम लोग फोड़ रहे हैं, simply put.
Hmm.
मतलब
They even
जो
followed after the World Championship World Cup final. Maybe we had a good result,
See,
right?
वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल वाज डिसअपॉइंटिंग बट वर्ल्ड कप वाज गुड. आई थिंक वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप का एक वर्ल्ड कप और हुआ था which नहीं नहीं हुआ. नहीं
नहीं,
fine,
final में प्रथमेश won the silver, no?
but that was the
Compound
only
में.
one. We sent like 5 and only one medal because there are only 8 people there. I
Hmm.
mean, I think world final में we expected more because Jyoti and Aditi were both there,
Oh,
and
they were there. Both of them were there.
yeah, both of them were there. Both of them were
Hmm.
there, and they finished outside the medals. And then Abhishek was there. He finished outside the medals,
Okay.
and Dheeraj Mohammed was there.
Hmm.
So we had 5
Yeah, I
in.
think Goto, he would still be considered he outperformed, right? Beating the Korean.
Yeah, so Dheeraj Mohammed का हुआ था कि beat the Korean great, but then eventually ended up
Lost to
fourth.
another Korean,
So,
yeah.
मतलब other Korean ठीक है, but then also ended up fourth, lost the bronze medal match as well.
Yeah,
So
true.
उस हिसाब से I think World Cup final overall was a little disappointing, but the World Championship from a compound perspective was mind blowing because winning the gold in 3 events, 3 of the 4 events, that is unbelievable. And we didn't just win gold. जैसे अदिति स्वामी वन गोल्ड, उसके पीछे ज्योति ब्रॉन्ज में है. ज्योति
Hmm.
also lost to Aditi only. So compound में we are basically हम लोग फोड़ रहे हैं right now. And you
True.
expect के
And
both
at the Asian level, obviously, they would start as clear favorites, is it?
not clear क्योंकि Korea is obviously still there. Even
Hmm.
compound में they are not as
How
scary.
did Korea do in the World Championship compound में?
मतलब वही था. I think they didn't have all of them, but they I don't remember exactly medals कितने आए, but they
Hmm.
were in the mix. मेरे को इतने याद है कि they were in the mix. ऐसा नहीं है कि they were totally gone.
Okay.
And but yeah, compound में we are the favorites. We are the favorites even ahead of Korea at this
Hmm.
point. But
Any other nation? Maybe Iran.
नहीं नहीं, ईरान कहाँ से? कोरिया के बाद फिर वही आते हैं स्टैंडर्ड अपने, चाइना एंड मे
I
बी।
just remember from one of the previous Asian Games last year, last to last वाले में, like India had a close battle with Iran men's team में when
हाँ
Rajat Chauhan, Abhishek Verma used to be there. I think
अभी,
semi-final था या final था जिसमें ईरान के साथ close वो हुआ था.
बट वो तो आर्चरी का
Then we
प्रॉब्लम है, राइट? आर्चरी में इवेंचुअली एनीथिंग कैन हैपन, यू नो। आई रिमेम्बर 2018 एशियन गेम्स में ओलंपिक कोटाज इंडोनेशिया लेके गया,
yeah.
जो सिंगल सिंगल कोटाज होते थे। आई थिंक मिक्स टीम में गोल्ड इंडोनेशिया लेके गया है शायद
Oh wow.
2018 में। गोल्ड लेके गया है, सिल्वर लेके गया, वट एवर, बट दे टुक द मिक्स टीम कोटा। So archery is always very unpredictable. Recurve is more unpredictable than compound because of that
Recurve level competition भी ज्यादा है ना Asian
competition
level.
भी ज्यादा है, but at the same time that set system makes it more unpredictable.
True, true.
मतलब मेरे को
That's
हमेशा
also.
आर्चरी में लगता है, आर्चरी इज लाइक, यू नो, इफ यू हैव अ टेनिस सेट, वे टेनिस सेट में इट्स ओनली अ 3 पॉइंट सेट।
Hmm.
टेनिस का सेट होता है 6 गेम का, मतलब यू हैव टू विन 6 गेम्स। इन आर्चरी यू हैव अ सेट कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ ओनली 3 एरोज, which is like who wins 2 of the 3 points wins the set। वो वाली
Hmm.
बात हो जाती है। एंड इनफैक्ट इफ यू समटाइम्स कंपेयर, यू नो, दे शूट 72 एरोज इन द रैंकिंग राउंड, एंड देन पूरे कंपटीशन में दे माइट नॉट शूट 72 एरोज।
72. Yeah, that's
सो
right.
सो
But
आर्चरी में
did
वो थोड़ा अनप्रिडिक्टेबिलिटी रहता है, बट इट्स लोअर इन कंपाउंड बिकॉज यू डोंट हैव अ सेट सिस्टम एटलीस्ट।
mm,
बट ठीक है, बट उसमें भी वही होता है कि, यू नो, यू हैव टू 150 में से 147 148 चाहिए। कभी कभी 148 शूट करके भी सामने वाला 149 शूट कर जाता है, तो you have all that question marks. But
yeah. So how what hopes do you have from the recurve team?
okay, so compound, I'm saying you're definitely hoping for goals there, at least 2 of the 3 goals. So you
Mm.
have, no, three, nahi, in fact, you have men, women team, mixed team, 5 gold
Mixed
hai.
team as well, yeah.
So 5 gold में से, okay, 5 goals में से you expect के maybe hopefully 3, if not 2 तो minimum होने चाहिए, I think,
Hmm.
compound में, hopefully 3 if we live up to our potential, but it's always unpredictable.
And how did
Rika,
we do last time? I'm just checking here.
लास्ट टाइम जहां तक मुझे याद है, वी गॉट
No
टू टू
silver,
फाइनल्स। हाँ, वी गॉट टू टू
just two
फाइनल्स,
silvers.
या वी गॉट टू 2 फाइनल्स इन कंपाउंड, एंड आई थिंक वी लॉस्ट बोथ ऑफ देम टू कोरिया। एक तो वी
Maybe
डेफिनेटली लॉस्ट टू
you're
कोरिया, आई
right.
एम नॉट।
You're right. Both men's team and women's team. And last time there was just three events. There were no individual events.
कंपाउंड में इंडिविजुअल था
Compound
ही नहीं,
नहीं था.
तो इस बार है ना। आई
इस
आई
बार
जस्ट
है.
आई जस्ट
इस बार
अज्यूम्ड कि
है.
है। हाँ,
इस बार है एंड या सो देन फिर तो आर्चरी में भी देयर इज अ बिग अपसाइड यार इन टर्म्स ऑफ नंबर ऑफ मेडल्स वी माइट
या
गेट.
आर्चरी में बहुत अपसाइड है कंपाउंड की वजह से मेनली। और बाय द वे, मेन टीम मुझे याद है, मेन टीम में वी लॉस्ट इन अ शूट ऑफ, एंड इट वाज दैट शूट ऑफ वेयर इन द फाइनल में, मतलब फाइनल 3 एरो में 2 ऑफ देयर कोरियन एरोज गॉट अपमार्क्ड, मतलब 2 ऑफ दोज एरोज वर लाइनर्स and they got upmarked, and then we went to a shoot off and we lost the shoot off, and there was a lot of lot of allegations on Twitter of cheating, very wrong allegations, but they were there। मतलब I remember because I remember फायर फाइटिंग एट दैट पॉइंट कि भैया
अभी
आर्चरी
तो
बॉक्सिंग नहीं है। आई
अभी
रिमेम्बर।
तो एवरीथिंग गेट्स सो फ्लेयर्ड अब तो कुछ भी होता है तो हाँ ठीक है
हाँ
भाई हमारे साथ वो का हो रहा
हाँ,
है.
मतलब मुझे याद है आई वाज फायर फाइटिंग कि भैया आर्चरी बॉक्सिंग नहीं है गाइस, शांत हो जाओ। बट ठीक है, बट एनीवे, सो
ठीक है.
हाँ, सो कंपाउंड इज अ लॉट ऑफ अपसाइड। रिकर्व में यार कोई भरोसा नहीं है। रिकर्व में कोरिया डोमिनेट्स
हम्म.
इफ वी गेट लकी। अगेन वही बात होती है कि टीम में यू कैन मे बी डू वेल, अगेन वही
But
बात है।
then you have China, Taipei, who
चाइना,
else?
ताइपे,
Indonesia.
जापान, जापान, इंडोनेशिया तो ठीक
Indonesia.
है। अब ऐसे तो फिर किसी किसी से भी हार सकते हैं, अगर तुम बोलो कि इंडोनेशिया से हारेंगे तो ऐसे तो किसी से भी
हम्म.
हार सकते हैं, बट इट्स द सेम नेशंस। मेन थिंग वो आ जाता है यार, कोरिया से जरा दूसरे हाफ में जाओ। हम
हम्म.
रिसेंट टाइम्स में हमारा ये भी हुआ है, रिकव टीम हमेशा जाके कोरिया से भिड़ जाती है, तो थोड़े दूसरे हाफ में जाओ मे बी। हाँ
अभी वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप में भी हुआ ना.
हाँ हाँ, हर जगह होता ही रहता है।
ओलंपिक्स में भी दोनों टीम्स का यही था.
ओलंपिक में तो चुन चुन के हमने कोरिया ढूंढा था, एवरीवेयर वी वर एट।
फनी.
बट ठीक है, तो इट्स लाइक थोड़े जरा दूसरे हाफ में चले जाओ। बट आई विल जस्ट से दिस, धीरज मोहम्मद देवरा, यू नो, he has not raised eyebrows as much as he should, because he is not just doing, he is actually not doing too well in the match play, लेकिन he is actually competing with the Koreans in the ranking round.
Yeah, maybe because nobody is paying a lot of attention to archery as a whole.
And he's also not got the medals to show. Had he got the medals to show, that would have been a different story altogether. But
Yeah,
he is a dark horse there. अगर वो कुछ कर सकता है तो. But ठीक
true.
है, दीकव आर्चरी में थोड़ा भगवान भरोसा ही है, especially with Korea there. But देखते
ठीक है.
compound can hopefully contribute a lot.
Cool, cool. All right. Anything else in archery? Should we move on?
हाँ चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं.
ठीक है. What do we have next? Boxing.
Boxing बाकी है ना? Yeah.
I think a lot of people might have already read what Taylor had to, review in terms of draws.
Draws, हाँ.
And I think I agree with your tweet as well. The draws are horrible because mainly from, the hopeful boxes that we had, they have ended up being in the same half as Uzbek and Kazakhs. वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा relaxation मिल सकता था. But then again, being in the same half, chances were always high, right?
That's 50%, right?
Exactly. And previously भी historically भी अगर आप देखोगे, if you are only looking at us winning quotas and how many quotas we are going to win, पिछले 3 एडिशन में we have had, I think 3 में नहीं, लास्ट एडिशन का एक सेकंड मैंने लिखा हुआ था, we had just one finalist, Amit, right? He
अमित
won
पंगाल,
the
हाँ.
he won the gold. I
तो
think
उसे
उससे
मेन में बोल रहा है ना, आई थिंक वुमेन में और होगा शायद.
on the men side, women में पिछले टाइम कोई भी नहीं था.
Okay.
Yeah, on the men's side it was just Amit, and 2014 में it was just Maricom who made it to the finals. None in the men's side again. So obviously Asia का level everyone knows is quite high. Uzbek and Kazakh almost like the medal, they are sitting on the medals. It's a huge sort of what do you call it, setback, disappointment for them if they lose before a medal bout.
Yeah.
Then you have इस केस में China is anyways, it has almost same level as us. It increases a little
Because
notch
of the
higher because of the
home factor.
being the host country. Thailand boxes are again good. Then they
जापान है
have good
थोड़ा, कोरिया
boxers.
है थोड़ा.
जापान है इधर उधर, कोरिया का भी ठीक है, डिसेंट है, तो अच्छा खासा लेवल है एशिया का. तो ऑब्वियसली इट वाज ऑलवेज डिफिकल्ट टू get to the finals on men's side. But men's side पे from a Indian standpoint, if you had to pick 2 names, obviously it would have been Deepak and Nishant, right? They are the ones who are at the top of the pile.
Yeah. Deepak
Overall,
clearly. Deepak I would say definitely. उसके second name में या I would say Nishant slightly ahead of Sachin and Shiva.
Yeah, उसका वो थोड़ा सा बढ़ भी गया because he was able to beat a Cuban. So उसकी hype थोड़ी सी उस वजह से भी बढ़ गई. But yeah, मतलब इन दो के अलावा तो Shiva is the most experienced guy. If you see, the entire squad is quite inexperienced.
Yeah.
As such also.
Sanjeet also I think has some experience.
You can say he's been to a lot of world championships. But yeah, not one of the best boxers that we have, right?
I agree, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I'll just repeat what I said in the tweet. Okay, men's perspective, say, I'm expecting a few bronzes, and hopefully, Shiva Thapa is the one who does have a good draw. He is actually in the opposite half of the Uzbeks and the Kazakhs, so he is one from which you are at least I am expecting a quota. And
I
then
think the good things which has happened for us in terms of draws is also we haven't drawn a Chinese in the early rounds.
I think एक आधा है maybe.
एक आधा है, मतलब ज्यादा नहीं है, एक आधा
हाँ.
होगा, मेरे को भी याद है. So that's like a big deal.
हाँ, मैंने in general देखा था कि the draw till semi-final is fine. It's only semi-final when we are, bumping into the Uzbeks and the Kazakhs.
But last time, we tell me one thing. Amit he won after beating Kazakh and Uzbek, right? Semi-final mate was Kazakhstan only.
हाँ, but
and
Amit
then
had
Dusmat.
Yeah, so Amit had a very good record against Bibisinov, ना? Bibisinov का रहा था.
Yeah.
And
Is
Deepak.
Bibisinov again or some other Kazakh?
So no, so Bibisinov is again playing. Dusmatov is back. And the winner of Bibisinov and Dusmatov is most likely going to take on the winner of Deepak and the Japanese in the semi. So
I
Deepak has
think
a
they are fighting off in round of 16,
yeah
whereas they fight off with Deepak if he reaches there in semi final.
एग्जैक्टली हाँ सो मतलब उनमें से जो भी जीतेगा हसान
Hmm.
बॉय और ये बिबिसनॉफ में से he is likely to get to the semi and then Deepak
Hmm.
has to get through the Japanese who has also done decent but I'm hoping he should be able to do that
Oh, yeah, that Japanese is former bantamweight world champion, is what
exactly
they mentioned.
right
So yeah, it'll be good thing. And I think also Deepak has been able to beat Uzbek former world champion.
he
No, it
he,
wasn't Hassan Boy.
he
It
beat
was the other
Zoirov
guy.
he beat Zoirov
Yeah.
हाँ
Ah, Zoirov. Yes.
लेकिन हसन बॉय का apparently अब वो चल रहा है ना again if you look at Taylor is basically saying that Hassan Boy is the best amateur in the world right now across categories
Okay.
because
Did he win the world championship
yeah he
recently?
did.
Hmm.
So he won the world championship and he's had a stint in the pros as well. So I think pros में stint करके he's come back and at least वो if you go by what Taylor has said then he
Hmm.
clearly says कि Hassan Boy is the best amateur in the world right now across categories. तो
Hmm.
फिर वहाँ पे टफ हो जाता है बट सो मेडल्स आने चाहिए मेंस में बट कोटाज एंड गोल्ड्स मुश्किल है शिवा थापा इज द बेस्ट होप फॉर द कोटा
Hmm.
एंड वुमेन में थिंग्स आर बेटर मतलब
Yeah.
वुमेन में निखत एंड
Just
लवलीना यू
before
डेफिनेटली
we move
एक्सपेक्ट
on to women, Kapil just wanted to address one of the comments here from Pankaj. So, Pankaj, we are first of all we are trying to analyze the draws and we are not cribbing about it as such. And I know I mentioned we are not supposed to be counting on the medal chances, but here because the quotas are on line, so that is why it will be better if we make it to more than the medal. Importance is being given to the quotas, and you can win a Paris Olympic quota only and only if you make it to the final in men's. So now Kapil is going to talk about women's side where there are higher chances and there are in some of the categories you can win a quota even if you reach the semi-finals also.
Yeah, so just carrying on from above, okay, quota wise, women's may the top four, which is 50 to 60 category, that's 50, 54, 57, and 60. Char may you have four quotas each. So all the semi finalists get quota, and then last दो में Arundhati and Lavlina की categories में 66 and 75, you have only again two quotas. So again, women wise, Nikhat ठीक है Nikhat का draw is sort of okay. It's not the best, it's not the worst. But Nikhat का वो वाला case है, at this point you expect her to win, irrespective of the draw.
Yeah, she's not draw dependent anymore after winning back-to-back world championships. I don't think she's draw dependent even if she's facing the Vietnamese girl, is it, in the
I think
first
so.
round,
Yeah, yeah. In fact, कल ही match है
whom
I think वो.
whom she had defeated in the final of the world championship.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't remember that, but ठीक है.
Yeah, someone had posted. I'd seen on Twitter only. So in Delhi World Championship final, she had beaten the Vietnamese, whom she's facing in the first round. So it's a
Okay.
tough first round,
Okay, so
but
then
I
it's a
don't
very
think,
tough round. Very tough
but
draw
I
है.
don't think it is draw dependent.
हाँ वो ठीक है सो निखत से यू होप बेसिकली irrespective of the draw that she should come through and by the way निखत का मैच भी आई थिंक कल ही था या इट्स एट 4:30 टुमारो तो पहला मैच वहीं पे है but it is weird if you're saying that two finalists of the world championship are not just meeting in the first round but they are meeting in a first round where there are only two matches in the first round everybody
Yeah.
else has got a bye to the second round so
And I did see the journey of Vietnamese in World Championship also. She literally had, just going by pedigree, she did not face any of the familiar
okay
names or any of the boxing nations, so to say.
ठीक
She
है
had a very easy route that way.
okay
कोई आया ही कहाँ था ये? So many nations backed out of the World Championship, no, this
हाँ
time.
मतलब थोड़े नहीं थे आई थिंक आयरलैंड नहीं था
A lot of Europeans,
हाँ यूरोपियंस
European
नहीं थे
nations.
थोड़े हाँ एनीवेज ठीक है सो मूविंग ऑन टू एशियन गेम्स लवलीना का फर्स्ट राउंड इज कोरिया and I think first round is quarterfinal only. So Lavlina,
Technically, she's in other half, and not in the same half as Chinese.
yeah, China is not on the path. Yeah,
Oh, then she should be fine, I think.
China is not on the path. सो या क्वार्टर फाइनल में कोरिया ही है. मेरे को तो पहले लगा कि सिर्फ कोरिया को हराना है. कोटा इज देन आई रिमेंबर्ड ओके लवलीना के केस में 2 ही कोटा हैं. बट या
हम्म.
शी शुड बी able to get to the final at least. And
विमेन्स
China.
में तो आ सकते हैं भर भर के. लाइक
Hmm,
it's a little unpredictable, obviously, because it's boxing.
yeah.
But I think all 5 of them can get a
मतलब
Sakota.
you said
Not
5 by
saying
mistake. You left somebody out specifically.
how many are there?
6.
6?
हाँ.
Acha, I didn't see. Sorry, my bad.
हाँ. हाँ.
I meant all, not all 6 of them are going to get a quota, but any of these can get us a quota.
हाँ मतलब मैंने हिसाब जो लगाया था कि इट्स लाइक 3 ऑफ देम हैव टू गेट थ्रू कोरिया फॉर द कोटा. उसमें से 3 में से एक निखत है, एक लवलीना है.
Hmm.
And then another girl. 2 of them though have to get through China, which is
Oh,
very tough.
yeah,
I
that
think.
is going to be difficult.
I think the third one is by the way Jasmine, who maybe has to
Before
get through Korea.
before the semi-final.
हाँ, so yeah, I'm saying for quota.
Hmm.
So for quota मतलब नीचे तू वैसे पकड़ ले till final, ऊपर तू पकड़ ले till semi-final.
ठीक है, got it, got it.
हाँ, so 3 of them have to get through Korea, 2 of them have to get through China, and I think Preeti has Kazakhstan in
Hmm.
front of her. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, women's में overall 6 में से 4 मेडल तो आने ही चाहिए. एंड निखत एंड लवलीना आर द favorites, or let's say near favorites for the gold. Nikhat I think is the favorite. Lavlina maybe near favorite. क्योंकि
Hmm.
maybe चाइना में हो रहा है तो maybe the Chinese is the favorite in Lavlina
Right,
category.
right.
But yeah, and the
Uh,
biggest thing about boxing obviously is the quota. So this is the one sport other than hockey where we are looking from a quota perspective. Archery में भी हैं quotas, but archery में there are only individual quotas. You don't get team quotas, which is like individual quota कभी ना कभी मिल जाएगा. It's not that important. And tennis में भी शायद एक आधा quota वोटा है, but the main
hmm.
quota games, quota wise, the sports we are looking at is boxing and then obviously hockey.
Yeah, yeah. True. Kapil, one thing before we move on, I totally forgot about it. So, guys, the graphics that you can see in our video, the credit for these graphics and a huge shootout goes to, the Khel India handle on Twitter. These guys had worked really hard to create these graphics. Do give them a follow if you want to. So, yeah,
And I put their Twitter link in the description of the video as well, so you can straight
right.
away just click there.
Yes. Okay, let's move on.
I think next hockey है, right? Yeah, so hockey, I'll just change the screen. ये रहा hockey. ठीक
All
है.
right. Hockey, the pressure game, huh?
Hmm.
I think so. ठीक है, let me put it up front.
Hmm.
I think थोड़ा सा will deviate from the usual way our hockey story has always been.
Hmm.
It's always been, entering any multi-sporting event. The highest pressure is probably on hockey. How does India perform? All the eyes are there on hockey. More often than not, we falter also. But I think this time, at least on men's side, उसका totally opposite होगा. It's a hunch from my side. I don't know why. Maybe I don't have rationalistic reasons here. I
Hmm.
might have because of the way they performed in Asian Championship. But I think it is going to be a very easy tournament for men's, and it's going to be a very dominating performance overall,
Hmm.
and good display, good attacking display that they showed up in Asian Championship. You remember the semi-final against Japanese?
हाँ.
What a brilliant semi-final that was.
Hmm. I think we
And I think
struggled. I think we struggled against them in the group stage, right? Japan के
yes,
सामने
we
ना.
we did.
Hmm.
We did struggle, but I think वो धीरे धीरे eventually when the momentum got built up, so we did a fantastic performance. And I think वो जो pressure वाली situation थी ना कि जो final में हुआ है ultimately,
Hmm.
I think वो वहीं पे restrict हो गया है. So they've had that moment against Malaysia's going 2-0 down and then coming 3-2. What was the final score? Something like that only, right?
I think we won easily. It was more than 3-2 maybe, but yeah, not
But we
sure.
went down first 2-0,
Yeah, we went down and
something
we
like that.
came back, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, not
So
sure, huh?
I think the team is in great shape. The vibes around the team is great. Obviously, first major test for Fulton.
Hmm.
He comes along with a great credibility and experience on his, resume. So let's see. That's what the overall hunch is for me. What do you think?
Yeah, ठीक है. Hopefully you're right. I am definitely not as confident. But yeah, at the same time, India is the strong favorite.
Hmm.
I don't know it whether it will be easy because again, वही बात है. There are too many wounds of hockey in the past wounds of
I
hockey,
know.
so it's very
Yeah.
difficult for me to say it's gonna be easy. But yeah, semi-final तक तो आराम से पहुंच ही जाएंगे. By the way, do you know the format? Is it four teams going through, three teams going through, two teams going through? कुछ पता है?
Two teams going through to semi-finals, no?
सीधा semis? I don't know.
Let me
I'm
check.
ठीक है, चल तू चेक कर ले, तब तक मैं बोलता हूँ. सो
Hmm.
यार सेमी तक तो इन एनी वे हम लोग पहुंच ही जाएंगे. वट एवर द फॉर्मेट इज, वेब इज चेकिंग. सेमी और फाइनल में ही थोड़े बहुत जिटर्स आने लगते हैं. एंड हमारे जिटर्स जनरली आते हैं इन फ्रंट ऑफ मेनली मलेशिया एंड जापान. जापान ऑल्सो आई थिंक वील हैंडल. इफ देर इज वन टीम जहाँ आई ऑलवेज फियर अबाउट, इट्स मलेशिया. क्योंकि इंडिया का मलेशिया के सामने हमेशा थोड़ा जिटरी होता है.
Yeah, it's semis
पाकिस्तान को
and then
देख लें.
only in knockout. No
ओके, डायरेक्ट
quarters.
सेमीज ओनली, राइट. ठीक है, तो ठीक है. ग्रुप वाइज तो फिर मतलब इंडिया, जापान एंड पाकिस्तान आर competing for two spots, राइट. बांग्लादेश, सिंगापुर, उज्बेकिस्तान आर नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग.
Hmm.
इंडिया should get to the semi and then Japan and Pakistan will compete for the second spot
Yeah.
basically. And
Yeah.
second group से I guess Korea and Malaysia should be the favorites, though China can upset. टीम ही है वहां पे भी. ओमान, थाईलैंड, इंडोनेशिया aren't doing anything.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, my only fear is a little bit Malaysia. कोरिया को हम देख लेंगे, पाकिस्तान को हम देख लेंगे, जापान मे बी, बट ठीक है.
I think group stages will be fine. Like,
हाँ नहीं, सेमीज तक तो पहुंच जाएंगे.
hmm.
सेमीज इज ओके. वो इट्स ओनली द
No,
नॉकआउट
no, I'm
मैच.
saying against Japanese also
हाँ.
because it will be a group stage match. There won't be any problem.
या बट जापान कैन शो अप अगेन इन द फाइनल ना.
Final में then it obviously becomes tricky going by how historically it has been.
एग्जैक्टली. और वो
Tell me
इंडिया.
one thing,
हाँ.
I am just looking at the squad.
हम्म.
I don't see, there's this Tamil player, Selvan Kirti. Wasn't he one
कार्ति
of the
सेल्वम.
stars in Asian? Yeah,
कार्ति सेल्वम.
wasn't he one of the stars in these Asian championships?
He, matlab, there were like 24 players. I don't think he was the star. The thing is, he had a couple of articles written after him because he
Hmm.
comes from the south.
Maybe that is why I remember about
Uh,
him.
so it's not like he was the bona fide stars, but
One of the rising
yeah, but
star.
one of the forwards. मतलब यहाँ पे I think Shamsher Singh onwards we have the forwards, right? Shamsher,
Hmm.
Abhishek, Guljant, Mandeep, Sukhjeet
Mandeep.
and Lalit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shamsher onwards सारे forwards हैं. I guess Lalit is maybe a little bit surprising कि he is still there. Uh,
Hmm.
People maybe underestimate him or whatever. And Abhishek made it. Abhishek was actually one guy who initially when he came right into the team, he came post Tokyo.
Hmm.
Post Tokyo. Tokyo में नहीं था. So initially I was very impressed, but there has been a bit of a sophomore slump for him in recent times.
Okay. Okay. And how about Vivek Sagar Prasad? Another good
He's
rising
again
prospect.
he's had injury issues, so
Hmm.
he's played, but he's had injury issues. He's one of those guys जो ज़्यादा दिखता नहीं है because he's more of a playmaker. So
Yeah.
and he's in the midfield, so he doesn't come in your eyes. So it's difficult for me to say, how is he
Hmm.
doing.
I think Manpreet also had a role change, right? He was moved to defense
And,
from midfield
and I think now he's back in
back
midfield.
to midfield. Hmm.
तो वो भी चल रहा है. Janmanpreet is basically the one जो post Tokyo he's played everything and he's also very visible figure क्योंकि इतनी बड़ी दाढ़ी है and everything, so
Hmm.
वो दिखता भी ज़्यादा है उसकी वजह से. Amit Rohidas is still going strong, which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, ठीक है. But overall, हाँ, if we play even like 80% our potential, this is our tournament.
Hmm.
No doubt on that.
Right. Right. And they've like Fulton has induced a bit of attacking game also, right?
हाँ वो
That
तो है.
was pretty much evident. मतलब ठीक है, we've been known for attacking game हमेशा से,
Anyways,
it's
हाँ.
been our trademark. But
I
I
think
think अब
full.
वो थोड़ा सा और enhance कर दिया उसने.
ठीक है. वो ठीक है. वो थोड़ा नया कोच आता है, थोड़ी नई टैक्टिक्स लगती है, तो that's a good thing also.
Hmm. Hmm. How about on the women's side?
तो women's
Do you
side.
reckon they are coming in good shape, right? Spain गए थे recently. They had a good experience there.
Again, women में वही बात है. I mean, who's your competitor? I don't know.
From what I see, I think
Japan?
they can. Japan भी है, but they should be
कौन है?
okay against them. China is what I can see.
China has
because
gone down really. It's really gone down. Unless
they,
they
they
really
did they did fairly well in the pro league, no?
didn't they finish last? I might be wrong. तू बोल रहा है तो I
Hmm.
do.
And I think recently Asian Championship में भी मेरे को ऐसा याद आ रहा है उन्होंने ठीक किया था, like they finished second or third.
ठीक है. My general feeling was that China has gone down a lot. They might be coming up again, especially against this field. But
And obviously being host, home
हाँ,
conditions,
वो
that
host का
does
एक
favor.
factor है ही. But yeah, but again, looking at this, yeah, मेरी समझ में the biggest competitor here is Japan, and if you're saying China has come back, then Japan and China.
Hmm.
अपने ग्रुप में तो कोई है ही नहीं. कोरिया कोरिया को तो यार हराते हैं आराम से आजकल. मलेशिया भी
Hmm.
वुमेन में कुछ नहीं कर पाता है.
Right.
यार you have to wonder if it is a maybe even a bigger favorite than the men's team.
Yeah, yeah. For me, how I see is probably will top the group, and then there will be a semi against Japan, and
मतलब
then
जापान एंड चाइना
ultimately,
दो ही हैं आई थिंक. इट्स वेरी क्लियर. इंडोनेशिया
yeah,
कजाकिस्तान
yeah.
थाईलैंड थोड़ी कोई आने वाला है.
मतलब फाइनल चाइना के अगेंस्ट होगा, which will be obviously a high pressure tense situation
नहीं मतलब
in
आई
case
एम
that happens.
आई एम नॉट कॉन्फिडेंट ऑन दैट बिकॉज आई थिंक जापान चाइना I will still lean a little towards Japan in Japan versus China.
Them topping the group, you mean?
Yeah, so Japan top because Japan versus China जो जीतेगा that's gonna top the group, right? Unless it's a draw.
Hmm.
तो अगर फिर वैसे आएगा और इंडिया के साथ तो आई थिंक कोरिया ही जाएगा सेकंड. So that I think and this team maybe doesn't have the scars that the men have and doesn't have the pressure that the men have. So
Hmm.
they really
Yeah.
should be able to come through,
In the
hopefully.
chat also, Kapil, a few people are saying China has
Improved a lot.
improved recently.
Hmm.
Apparently, they have a new coach.
Hmm.
So under him or her, they've improved. Let's see.
By the
We'll be
way,
in touch.
hmm, देखते हैं
Women,
बढ़िया.
they shouldn't be like usually the pressure is always higher on the men's side, right?
Exactly, हाँ.
So maybe that also helps. That becomes an advantage for them.
Yeah, so it will हाँ, so उन लोग के ऊपर इतना pressure नहीं होगा. It's not like everybody is looking at them कि you have to win only. And इसीलिए मतलब I am getting just looking at this, I am getting more confidence in the women than even the men because
Hmm.
men will have that pressure which women maybe won't have.
Yeah, yeah.
चलो फिर आगे बढ़े.
Hmm. Okay.
आगे है स्विमिंग. तो यार तेरा ही डिपार्टमेंट है, बोलो.
स्विमिंग का see first and foremost the main story is we haven't had women participating in Asian Games in swimming. So
Hmm.
often I read on Twitter we keep on talking about swimming has to offer so many medals, where are we, why don't we do anything. So this kind of shows you the level कि हम इतना पीछे हैं अभी that we haven't had women swimmers participating since last three editions. 2006 was last time when we sent a couple of swimmers, or it was just one individual which was sent. That is one thing. Obviously, that is the main storyline that we need to look forward. There are a total of nine women swimmers participating now. Obviously, led by Mana Patel. She's a bit of familiar name. She's been you know around for some time now, made her name when she came as a teenager, recently broke her national record as well. One thing to be watched for her is, at least in terms of level where she is at, in terms of her personal best and what the usual timings are, it'll be a good thing to see if she can make to the finals or not. But otherwise also, this entire women's squad that you can see here, there's a bunch of teenagers who are there doing good at domestic level for sure. Hashika Ramachandran, does it ring a bell, Kapil, for you?
Not yeah, name it does ring a bell, but I don't know why.
Where, why, how?
Um,
You have
I
answered
think
it
it was in
correctly.
the
She was
quiz,
there.
right? It was in the quiz. हाँ, अभी याद आया.
Yeah, she was adjudged as the best swimmer in national games. That was the question around her. Nina Venkatesh in the recent national championship, she ended up winning a lot of gold, and someone to watch out for how they're able to perform. And all of the it's a very very young squad in total, right? So it's a good platform for them, good experience exposure for them. So definitely that is one thing. And even for us fans, right? We don't often get to see our swimmers perform. It'll be a good platform for us to learn about them more and see who they are, what kind of performance they are, able to produce. So yeah, that's on the women's side. On the men's side, probably I'll be a little biased and talk about my favorite event and something that I've been, looking for couple of years now. Is the men's medley relay race, 4x1 medley relay race, where all four strokes happen. The reason for me that I am excited about this particular event is because I feel this is the best squad we have assembled for a medley, especially in breaststroke being Likhit, backstroke we all know Sri Hari Natraj, butterfly Sajan Prakash. So these are three of the best in their categories we've ever had. And then okay, freestyle may we have George Matthew who's there. So I feel we have a good chance to one make it to the final, and probably we might end up in top 5 or 6 also. For a team who has never even made it to the final, it will be a big deal. So that's how I look at it. And then obviously, we spoke about Srihari before Commonwealth Games. It again is the same. He is the best swimmer that we have, someone who is closest, in terms of being near to the world level, someone who can also get us a lone medal from the entire sport. What we need to see is if obviously he performs closer to his level. Okay. So 50-meter backstroke, the indicator would be somewhere around 25 second, early 25 second, like 25 to 25 3 he has to do. Same in 100-meter backstroke, he has to be around 54, 53 7 is his personal best, which is also the national record. So if he does early 54, there is a very good chance of medal. And yes, that's the only medal hope I see where we can medal in 50-meter backstroke and 100-meter backstroke. Overall, in swimming, a big caveat is you can enter as a country two athletes, and China is it's like a superpower, right? Especially at Asian level, they did not send all their swimmers in recent World Championship. So surely they are saving it for Asian Games. So I would consider two medals already being blocked by them. So that is a big caveat that it's only one medal to be won, and then obviously there are going to be Japanese and Koreans. So yeah, it is extremely difficult to get a medal.
Lot of questions in the chat about Aryan Nehra.
Oh yes, I was coming to Aryan Nehra also. Aryan Nehra is again another good prospect for us. He is going to be participating in 800 meter and 1500 meter. So guys, there again, if you go by World Championship and see how Asian swimmers stack up, he was third in both 800 and 1500 in the Fukuoka World Championship. But the caveat there is again China entered only one swimmer, so nobody knows where the other swimmers' level is, right? And then obviously Korean, Japanese are always there. They are much ahead of us in terms of their swimming level. So yeah, he does stand a chance, but yeah, it will be very very difficult. So after Shrihari, if someone has a chance, it is going to be Arpandera. Yes.
Okay, and women's mainly looking at the finals, as you said.
Women's only Mana Patel, who could be in contention of making it to the final. But yeah, for others, PBs, national records, if they're able to crack that, it'll be awesome.
Okay. Okay, I mean, I have nothing much to add. Swimming is completely your domain. So I'll just move ahead.
Yeah, okay.
चलो यहाँ आ जाते हैं.
We're
Table
talking about
tennis.
PB.
Yeah, table tennis. Table tennis का the biggest problem is कि we have really gone down. I mean, in terms
Mm-hmm.
of competition and all, we can talk. Obviously, Asian is extremely tough in table tennis, but the biggest problem is कि हमारा performance on the men's side has really matlab fallen off the chart. Just for the comparison, Sharat and Satyan have both been around world number 30 for quite a long time now. I think they have been there since around, I'm not too sure on this, but I think they've been there since around 2018, 2019. If not 30, then maybe in the 40s. 30s, 40s में they have been there. Now they have both dropped out of 100. Top 100 से सीधा बाहर हो गए. So it has really fallen badly. So जिसके वजह से it's difficult to hope much from table tennis, especially in the men's category.
So, what do you think could be considered as a good performance from them? Like, what are the expectations?
I mean, good performance would be at least, let's say, put up a fight in the quarterfinal. They should still,
Mhm.
team wise, at least. If you're talking about team, at least put up a fight in the quarterfinal. Quarters तक तो
Okay.
पहुंच जाएंगे. In fact, I checked. Round of 16 matches are easy, pretty easy. I think so, मतलब pretty easy. Even I'm not 100% sure. But
Hmm.
women have a round of 16 against Thailand, and men have a round of 16 against Kazakhstan. So
Hmm.
it's not ke it's definitely easy. Kazakhstan also I think has at least one or two good players. I think I don't remember मुझे नाम याद नहीं आ रहा है but मुझे याद आ रहा है कि कजाकिस्तान का एटलीस्ट एक प्लेयर तो अच्छा है काफी
Okay.
मेन में. So hopefully we should get through round of 16 but उसके बाद yeah if you can put up a good performance in the quarters that would be great and then in individual categories maybe if we can do something in the doubles. Singles में
Hmm.
तो कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. And but yeah, उसके अलावा the at least the good part was we beat Singapore, even the women.
In the
And
women's side.
women में maybe I think थोड़े hopes ज़्यादा हैं because Manika also Manika has been in good touch in recent times.
Hmm.
Shrija is upcoming. She can always cause upsets. You can't
Yeah.
count her out. And ठीक है, the third, the Mukherjees and Diya Chitle, they are okay. Can cause the odd upset, but Manika and Shrija say you can hope something. So not really expecting any medals from TT. If we get
Hmm.
something, great. But yeah, the best hope from medal perspective might be some doubles. And team, if we can at least get to the quarters and put up a good fight in the quarters. और मिक्स डबल्स भी बाय द वे डोंट एक्सपेक्ट मच फ्रॉम मिक्स डबल्स की मैंने पहले भी बोला है हम आई थिंक आवर वर्ल्ड रैंकिंग इज हेवीली इन्फ्लेटेड वी हैव ऑलरेडी.
वैसे भी दो दो टीम्स हैं पर नेशन. दो मेडल तो चाइना के ही हो गए ना.
हाँ तो वही बात है ना मतलब भाई मतलब मेडल तो तुम भूल ही जाओ उसके आगे भी अगर तुम बात करो जैसे
Hmm.
सत्यनंद मानिका दे हैव बीन लूजिंग इन अर्ली राउंड्स इन रीसेंट टाइम्स. देयर वर्ल्ड
Hmm.
रैंकिंग इज स्टिल अराउंड 7-8. इट्स नो लॉन्गर आई थिंक 4. Last I checked it's 7-8. I don't know if it's dropped even further, but
Hmm.
even 7-8 is probably inflated. So
Yeah.
don't expect much from table tennis, but at least the good part is we have done well so far. Men's Singapore team is not that much, but at least women में Singapore is still a decent team, and we
Hmm.
beat them. So that is the
Do
good
we
part.
do we know the brackets in women's team?
पूरे ब्रैकेट आ गए होंगे, but मैंने as of now सिर्फ round of 16 ही देखा है.
मैं जस्ट देख रहा हूँ अभी. So next we face Thailand
थाईलैंड हाँ.
and then Korea in quarterfinals.
हाँ so वहाँ पे end of story हो जाएगा.
North Korea.
Oh okay, नॉर्थ कोरिया ठीक है. That I don't know.
So they directly entered into quarterfinals in
Hmm.
women's side,
Hmm.
and then semis में will face China.
Hmm. तो नॉर्थ कोरिया के सामने if we can actually give at least give a fight. I and
Hmm.
नॉर्थ कोरिया भी आई थिंक बहुत टाइम के बाद आ रहा होगा. आई एम नॉट टू श्योर इफ दे हैव competed in recent times.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
But
then क्या playoff होगा ना ब्रॉन्ज के लिए.
हाँ ब्रॉन्ज के लिए प्ले ऑफ होगा या होगा
So
कि क्योंकि इस बार एशियन चैंपियनशिप में तो नहीं हुआ बट गेम्स में आई थिंक हुआ था जहां तक मुझे याद है.
okay, even if it happens, तो कोरिया के against we don't stand any chance.
नहीं
Women's team.
नहीं नॉर्थ कोरिया के सामने वी कैन डू बिकॉज नॉर्थ कोरिया इज
Korea.
ना.
So let's say we lose against China, the other semi-final. Acha, they face in. Okay, okay. The good thing is Korea and Japan face in quarterfinals.
ओके तो और कौन है वहाँ पे.
And nahin, sorry, I was reading it wrong. They will
बट
face in semi-final only. Korea could be against Kazakh or Hong Kong in quarters, and Japan could be against Singapore or Taipei in quarters. So
बट
yeah, most
वसंत
likely.
वसंत is saying कि 2 bronzes in team event. In fact 2 bronzes in
Mhm.
all events. So
Okay,
there,
okay.
okay. So North Korea के सामने then there is maybe some chance, but ऑनेस्टली यार मुझे भी इतना पता नहीं है नॉर्थ कोरिया का, बिकॉज इट्स अ क्वेश्चन मार्क, बट
So
ठीक
last
है.
time it shows 2 bronze for us. Mixed
Yeah, in
doubles they
mixed
won.
and men's team.
Men's team
Last time table tennis was one of the stories of the Asian Games, na?
of Asian Games.
Yeah, it was one of the stories of Asian Games because Asia में table
Okay,
tennis medal nobody
I
can.
don't remember.
हाँ, एशिया में टेबल टेनिस में वी नेवर एक्सपेक्टेड एनीथिंग, मतलब दी टेबल टेनिस इन 2018 द आइडिया वाज कॉमनवेल्थ में जाओ उधर से गोल्ड ले आओ, एशिया में तो हम लोग अटेंडेंस लगाने जा रहे हैं. एंड देन वी डिडंट इवन गेट वन मेडल, वी गॉट टू मेडल्स. मेन टीम डिफीटेड जापान इन द क्वार्टर्स.
Hmm.
Japan did have a weak team though. Japan did not have its strongest team. That was a reason. But men team did defeat Japan in the quarters.
Okay.
ठीक है. So that's table tennis. तुझे ऐड करना है टेबल टेनिस के?
Yeah, I think you've covered it well. यही सब है. So we still might end up with couple of bronze, right?
I am not
Last time
expecting.
किधर है?
I am not expecting. मिल जाए तो.
That will be the ceiling, मतलब.
Yeah, that is will be the ultimate ceiling. मिल जाए तो it's great. I'm really not expecting medals from TT, honestly.
Hmm. Okay, okay.
टेनिस में then again वही डबल्स पे ही बात आती है.
Men's doubles.
Apparently my dad actually told me this today ke, do you know the event where officially India is number 1 and number 2 seed,
Yeah,
which
it's in the
is
men's doubles.
men's doubles, yeah.
But
So
I don't know, maybe this was the reason. I don't know why Saket and Bamri usually they play together. They are together on the tour. So maybe that was the reason for their split also.
नहीं, but हाँ, they broke up ना, they I think they broke up recently only.
Did you read it in the news? Like they're officially
नहीं
broken
नहीं,
up now,
no
as
no,
in
but
like
they played with other partners, I think.
they are. So they have experimented previously also once or twice. वो तो है. But
but अभी डेविस कप में भी बोपन्ना and Yuki played, so I was not surprised there.
yeah. So Davis Cup में तो because they have entered as a doubles in Asian Games, that might also be a reason. But yes,
I think it's more like because we are thinking that's our best team.
could be.
क्योंकि it makes sense ना, मतलब वहाँ पे हम यहाँ पे भी
हाँ,
फर्स्ट सीड
टेनिस
होगा.
में इतना फर्क भी नहीं पड़ता. Like
हाँ,
you can
मतलब
mix and
नॉट इन
match.
कोऑर्डिनेशन, हाँ कोऑर्डिनेशन
Yeah.
वाइज फर्क नहीं पड़ता, ओनली केपेबिलिटी वाइज ही बात है. पर ठीक है, टेनिस
True.
में अगेन आई थिंक अ लॉट ऑफ टॉप, आई डोंट नो वेदर ऑल द टॉप Chinese and maybe Uzbeks and others have come.
Yeah, the Chinese are there in men's singles. Both the Chinese are good, especially
वुमेन्स में भी
their
होंगे, वुमेन में भी दो होंगे.
women's में, like one of the Chinese, obviously she's a upcoming star on the W2A tour also, King Weng, Cheng King Wen, ऐसा कुछ नाम है, I can't recall. But yeah, she's a proper star, and even let me just look at it. Even men's singles maybe right now जो China number 2 है, he's also very hyped tennis player, trains in the US, और उसका भी काफी hype है. So yeah, Chinese are there, a couple of Japanese also on the single side who are under top 100. So obviously it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, so I think tennis में most hopes will be in doubles, but singles में we might be able to sneak bronzes, if not
Yeah.
golds and silvers.
Yeah, Wu Yibing is the name, just in case you want to look forward or watch him.
ठीक है. Okay, squash I think similar lines only. We have gone down a little in squash. Maybe we
वो
were better in the past. The newcomers haven't yet come up that much, and Saurav and Joshna have both gone down a little. Deepika, तो I don't think है भी.
she's not very regular on the tour,
नहीं,
as
she's
far as
left the tour जहाँ तक मुझे पता है. She played only doubles. So squash में भी, but team
but
events भी
still it's
हैं.
a full strength squad ना हमारे
हाँ,
side से भी.
yeah, it's a full strength squad और team events भी हैं, singles भी हैं, थोड़े बहुत medals आ ही जाएंगे.
Yep. Anahat obviously would be the one to watch out for.
From a future
Commonwealth में she was
perspective,
one of the. From a future perspective, also, if she has improved, Commonwealth entering as a 14-year-old for the first time, तब तो ठीक है, it was a fairy tale story around her. But now actually, where is her actual level? थोड़ा सा the serious business will start, right?
Hmm. And Sandeep asking who are the competitors. I think competitors top ones एक is Malaysia for
Yep.
sure. Then there's Hong Kong who's also very good. Men में पाकिस्तान के भी I think एक दो young player आए थे but I'm not too sure if they are that good or फिर there were some age issues also with the young players. Definitely not in women. And
Mm-hmm.
उसके अलावा I'm not too sure. I think mainly वही हैं Malaysia and Hong Kong. I don't know if I'm missing a couple.
Yeah, I'm just having a look how things stood last time in the Asian Games. Maybe that is where we'll get an idea.
Hmm.
But yeah, team events strong, you know, squash maybe. It'll
Yeah,
be
medal आना
especially
चाहिए.
men's team.
Yeah, medal तो आना चाहिए. Gold is possible, not impossible, but not likely.
Mhm.
Not likely for sure.
True, true. And this time I think we have mixed doubles also. Not sure हमेशा ही होता है, but इस बार ही है.
मतलब वही मेडल काफी हो गई हो ना मेन टीम वुमेन टीम और फिर 5 सिंगल्स इवेंट तो 7 इवेंट्स
Hmm.
कुछ कुछ कहीं से 3-4 मेडल तो निकल जाएंगे.
Correct.
चलो आगे चले कि तू देख रहा है अभी भी.
हाँ, एक सेकेंड बस. So last time it was Hong Kong, Malaysia, and yeah, third पे हम ही थे. We had a bucket load of bronzes. Japan और पाकिस्तान का एक एक था.
हाँ.
And there was no mixed doubles last time. So this time we have mixed doubles. Anahat, by the way, is participating in mixed doubles and not women's singles.
एंड वुमेन्स डबल्स ओनली मिक्स.
Women's doubles में भी I think team women's team में तो she's surely there.
वो तो
Women's
ठीक है
doubles
उसमें तो सारे ही होते हैं ना.
हाँ हाँ उसमें तो सारी होती है obviously. Women's doubles मैंने check नहीं किया था.
ठीक है
Okay.
चलो आगे चले. एनीवे 11:30 बज रहा है. जल्दी जल्दी वी हैव टू जस्ट रैप इट
Yep.
अप.
Yep.
या
Yep. Yep.
कबड्डी अगेन मेन वुमेन दोनों जगह कंपटीशन इज इंडिया वर्सेस ईरान. मे बी आई थिंक कोरिया हैड गॉन डाउन जहां तक आई हर्ड समवेयर.
Yeah.
So it should be a India Iran final in both men and women. And
Should be,
honestly,
and obviously India has a point to prove.
hmm,
They must be still hurt from what happened last time.
yeah,
I think पिछली बार का अगर याद करें ना कपिल, we ended on a high note if you consider the overall Asian Games.
हाँ, okay.
But वो जो हॉकी में दोनों men women and कबड्डी दोनों
मैंने
men and women's we
एक
lost the
खटका
gold.
था.
वो that was still pricking.
By the way, वसंत is saying कि women's doubles and men's doubles squash में है ही नहीं.
हाँ okay.
तो वो
हाँ
7 के 5 हो गए.
सिंगल्स टीम्स और मिक्स डबल्स ही होंगे.
ओके तो फिर वहाँ पे इवेंट भी कम हो गए.
हम्म.
ठीक है. वॉलीबॉल आई डोंट नो तूने सिर्फ वुमेन क्यों लिखा है बट ओके.
मतलब वो अलग
अच्छा
अलग
समझ गया
टीम होते हैं
हाँ
ना.
ठीक है. हाँ
मैंने
ठीक है.
नहीं लिखा है.
वॉलीबॉल
अच्छा
ऑब्वियसली.
बाय द वे कबड्डी में जस्ट वन थिंग आई वाज रीडिंग अ कपल ऑफ डेज बैक. Iranian team is preparing like hell.
Yeah, Iran
ठीक
is
है.
the favorite, no doubt.
They've been doing treks, they've been swimming in Caspian Sea and whatnot. ठीक है. So they've been preparing and but recently Asian Championship हुई थी जहाँ पे इंडिया के 2 मैचेस हुए थे कबड्डी में
They did well.
अगेंस्ट ईरान. They did well. And अभी उसी आर्टिकल में even this was mentioned, the मतलब the coach was confident enough in saying that no one can touch us in Asian Games. That's kind of the level of confidence they are at.
But I'll just add कि I had heard, I'm not sure, but I had heard कि वो जो championship तू बोल रहा है एशियन चैंपियनशिप, Iran didn't have their first team there.
Yeah, they did. So they had sent the entire junior team, and only a couple of seniors were retained. So
But
that is for sure.
कबड्डी में एक वो है ना कि इट्स लाइक कंपटीशन और कहीं होता नहीं है. सो यू डोंट नो कि हाउ दे विल डू बिकॉज इट्स नॉट लाइक ईरान एंड इंडिया फेस्ड many times over the past 4 years कि we can give an verdict कि क्या है. But based on what the vibe is, Iran is definitely the favorite in the men.
Iran is favorite, you'd say.
Yeah.
Why so?
Iran वही बात है कि they are generally more physical. Mainly
अरे
lot
but
of
we have the better system. We have the higher, better talent.
better
Maybe
talent
they
is
might
debatable.
have. No, we are better technicians. Iranians themselves say that we can't match up to Indians in terms of their techniques. So that is why we, try to balance it
with
from
the
our
physicality.
physicality.
But the other thing which happened ना, जो last time बहुत हुआ था, what I felt कि because this pro kabaddi league started and the format changed, right? So now you have this super catch rule where if if only 3 people catch a raider, then you get 2 points instead of one. तुझे ये पता है?
Hmm. नहीं.
हाँ, so if let's say Iran has only 3 defenders left and an Indian raider goes and the 3 defenders catch a raider, you get 2 point instead of one. It's called a
Hmm.
super catch. तो
Okay.
वो सुपर कैच के जो 2 पॉइंट मिलते हैं ना, उससे ईरान को बहुत फायदा होता है बिकॉज दे आर स्ट्रॉन्ग एंड दे आर डिफेंडिंग. दे एक्चुअली मेक दीज 3% 2% catches much more than Indians.
Come on, Kapil. You can't say they start as favorites. Not at all. I can't agree to that.
ठीक है, तेरे मुंह में घी शक्कर, बट या आई एम वरीड अबाउट कबड्डी.
ठीक
The
है.
men's side, the men's side, women's
Your
side, I would
worry
say.
is okay. That is fine.
Yeah, women's side I am more confident. Last time also I was more confident about the women's side than the men's side. But honestly, men's side से थोड़ा डर लगता है. Simply put.
Hmm. Yeah, let's see. They definitely do have a point to prove. मतलब अगर इस बार भी गोल्ड नहीं जीते ना, it'll be a huge embarrassment. Sorry to say. मतलब given the system that we have, given that PKL has been going on super strong for last 10 years, Iranians ने last time गोल्ड जीतने के बाद इतना तक बोल दिया था कि the entire credit goes to PKL. मतलब हमसे ज्यादा वो PKL से सीख के अपना गोल्ड जीत गए.
अरे तो वो तो फंडा हुआ ही ना कि हमारी स्ट्रेटेजीज ओपन हो गई ना, वो होता तो है ही.
हाँ वो तो है ही, बट ऑब्वियसली मतलब इट्स अ ह्यूज रिवेंज दैट दे आर आफ्टर, सो कांट अफोर्ड टू लूज गोल्ड दिस टाइम.
देखते हैं, चलो. वॉलीबॉल ऑब्वियसली द मेन स्टोरी एवरीबडी नोज कि वी बीट कोरिया. वुमेन में तो क्या हुआ, वुमेन वॉलीबॉल है भी, चालू नहीं हुआ. आई थिंक इट विल स्टार्ट लेटर, राइट? मे बी.
कुड बी लाइक
हाँ.
दोनों स्लाइड्स थी तो मैंने आई
हाँ.
जस्ट रैंडमली पिक्ड वन, सो
या
ऑब्वियसली इट मस्ट बी देयर.
I think women volleyball will start later, but yeah, the main talking point obviously there is the men's volleyball team who
या.
have done wonders, and we are in the top six. We'll basically be facing the quarters. कल ही मैच है. uh, there is talk कि maybe it will not be telecasted. It's apparently on the non-TV court, which is really sad. And by the way, I'll just add, there were some questions in the chat about ये स्ट्रीम होगा कि नहीं होगा, ये स्ट्रीम होगा कि नहीं होगा. गाइस, हम लोग को भी नहीं पता है क्या स्ट्रीम होएगा क्या नहीं होगा. सब भगवान भरोसे है. भगवान नेम सोनी है ना, भगवान नेम चाइना. तो देखेंगे कल कितना होता है.
हाँ मतलब don't go by what they're posting on social
हाँ,
media.
उस सब
वो
का
it
कुछ
keeps
मतलब
on
नहीं है.
changing every day.
उन लोगों को खुद को नहीं पता है कि कल क्या क्या शेड्यूल है. शेड्यूल वो रात तक आता है, उनको भी नहीं पता है.
If only their production team is watching our live.
सो ठीक है,
Anyways,
देखते हैं. बट या बिग मैच इंडिया जापान. जापान के बारे में डू यू नो एनीथिंग? आई ऑनेस्टली डोंट नो. सो
I read they haven't sent their regular team. It's a B team,
ओके.
which was the case for Korea as well. Do you know Pakistan also had beaten Korea
आई नो
at
कि
two straight sets?
आई नो पाकिस्तान वन देयर ग्रुप, ये मालूम है मुझे.
हाँ बट प्री क्वार्टर में वो राउंड ऑफ 12 जो भी था वो
हाँ, उसमें
वाज
पाकिस्तान ने भी कोरिया को हरा दिया.
स्ट्रेट सेट में,
ओके.
एंड कोरिया की भी सेकंड स्ट्रिंग की टीम थी,
ओके.
एंड दैट टू आई थिंक so Paris Olympic qualifiers continental, they are starting on 30th September. That is the
अच्छा.
main reason, and
आ
they haven't changed the main teams.
hmm.
So Japan ko, if it's a B team, we are
Then
in a good momentum, we are
we
feeling
can definitely
confident.
beat them.
Yes, but then we face China in semi.
ठीक है, but this is actually a very revealing thing कि मतलब then we were getting so excited about volleyball. अगर उनकी second teams है, then it's not that
But
big
ठीक
a
है,
deal.
इतना we can give it to everyone because it was a huge thing, and like very one of thing in volleyball, right? And volleyball has seen extremely effed up days because
Yeah,
of the federation
federation
fights
and
and all.
everything. हाँ.
चलता है. नो
ठीक.
नो मतलब जरूरी नहीं है to set the right context here. That's how I feel.
ठीक है, ठीक है, वॉलीबॉल में यही है यार, होपफुली जस्ट द मैच कम्स टुमारो, दैट ऑल वी कैन से.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
And rugby is again another similar one, just excited to watch Indian team in case they show. We probably will get beaten a lot, but
Yeah, I think it's only women's team which has entered rugby sevens में.
नहीं,
There's
रुक
no,
रुक रुक, आई
there's
थिंक
men's team also.
वुमेन रग्बी का तो कल इंडिया वर्सेस हांगकांग है. मेन नहीं गई है क्या? आई थॉट बोथ ऑफ देम वेंट. ओके ठीक है, नहीं गए. कल वुमेन रग्बी के इनफैक्ट दो मैचेस हैं, एक इंडिया वर्सेस हांगकांग है और एक फिर आई थिंक, ठीक है, आई माइट बी रॉन्ग, आई विल चेक दिस.
Women rugby का mainly है ना, they have a good story around them, coming from different backgrounds, facing so much struggle. And now I think with Rahul Bose at the helm of affairs, you know that, right? He's the president of the federation.
I had heard somewhere, I didn't remember, but I had heard somewhere, yeah.
And he's doing a lot of initiatives which you generally don't get to hear from other federations. Like, I remember this because it caught my attention. So Rugby Federation has partnered with Capgemini as a
Okay.
sponsor. Capgemini is a former firm, so I kind of remembered. The reason is so that Capgemini would provide the entire IT infra which the federation would use, and the funding and everything. They've also tied up with government of Odisha. So he's doing a lot of things at the back end. How much comes in front? Obviously, Asian Games में थोड़ा सा देखने को मिलेगा, and going forward also. Yeah, it's a nice little story in the background around rugby 7 women.
ठीक है.
So let's see.
हाँ, मतलब मेरा मेन एक्साइटमेंट है, आई जस्ट होप इट इज टेलीकास्टेड. आई जस्ट वांट टू सी द मैच.
I mean, how they perform.
रग्बी में तो
Do
यार
they
वही,
medal or not medal? You're not concerned about
नहीं,
that.
रग्बी में तो वही वाली बात है ना कि खेल रहे हैं, वही बहुत बड़ी बात है. इट्स वन ऑफ
अच्छा
दोस
ठीक
थिंग्स.
है. I hope
जैसे
you
तूने,
get to watch them.
इट्स सिमिलर टू योर वुमेन स्विमिंग के जस्ट टीम जा रही है, वही बहुत बड़ी बात है.
But हाँ ठीक है. I would want to watch them as well. That way I agree with you.
और एनीवेज आई थिंक ये तेरे और मेरे में थोड़ा डिफरेंस भी है. You have your favorite sports and you want to watch those sports, and I am always looking for new things to watch. मेरे को मतलब नया स्पोर्ट
I
दे
mean,
दो, आई
I
एम ऑलवेज
also
एक्साइटेड.
look, but फिर वो होता है ना कि superficially सारी चीजें देखना मेरे को इतना अच्छा नहीं लगता. या तो देखो, do it like with full in-depth context, right?
हाँ
So
मेरे को,
maybe, और फिर टाइम भी लिमिटेड होता है, तो इसलिए you pick your battles.
हाँ so that is the difference. मतलब I like to watch new things, so वो उतना I think थोड़ा difference है. I mean, dare I say, recently because we were losing so much in badminton, मुझे बैडमिंटन से भी थोड़ा हो रहा था कि यार कंटिन्यूसली आए जा रहा है, हारे जा रहे अब. और मतलब आई वाज स्टार्टिंग टू फील, डू आई वांट टू वॉच. आई वाज,
Okay, now you're. I might get a lot of abuse on this, but now you're purely talking like a Manchester United fan.
माइट बी, ठीक है.
Don't be that. Don't be that.
हाँ नहीं, मतलब इट्स अ इंटरनल थिंग राइट के यू, मतलब व्हेन द बैडमिंटन मैच इज देयर, रादर देन बीइंग एक्साइटेड, यू आर लाइक, अरे अभी दो मैच और देखने हैं. ओके, वो थोड़ा थोड़ा फीलिंग आ रहा था. आई एम जस्ट बीइंग ऑनेस्ट,
अच्छा ठीक है
थोड़ा फीलिंग
people
आ
are
रहा
saying let's move on.
था. हाँ
चलते हैं.
ठीक है, चलो तो साइकिलिंग तुझे बोलना है तो तू बोल ले जल्दी से, फिर मैं चेस और क्रिकेट पे कंक्लूड करता हूँ.
साइकिलिंग पे आई थिंक द ओनली थिंग वी नीड टू सी इज, सबसे पहले तो टीम स्प्रिंट पे इफ वी कैन मेंटेन अ सब 45 सेकंड बैरोमीटर,
यू मीन मेन राइट, मेन स्प्रिंट.
men's team sprint में if we can go below 45, that is something we have done a couple of times, maybe even more. So वो देखना पड़ेगा. We do have teams like China and Malaysia जो सब 44 भी कर देते हैं. So obviously they are the hot medal favorites. Beyond China and Malaysia we have Japan and Korea. हमारी मेन टक्कर उन्हीं से है. कितना पास है कितना दूर है जापान कोरिया के, that is something we have to see. Similarly, individual sprint में the usual benchmark is for you to be closer to world class, you need to dip under 10 second. आज तक हमारे किसी ने भी under 10 second नहीं किया, but recently in June only, you know Ronaldo is our best bet in sprint, right?
Okay.
So Ronaldo apparently created a national record which was around 9.8, I don't know, मैंने लिखा नहीं है, but 10 sub 10 is the main benchmark which we have to see. थोड़ा सा वो है. So obviously Ronaldo and Esau both are the stars for us in cycling. Esau का Kairin event में देखना पड़ेगा how does he perform. That's his main event. I think he has won a couple of medals at the international circuit also. So
सीनियर या जूनियर? आई थिंक ज्यादा
senior में it I think I don't know the level of those events or what, but those were UCI events. So he does have the talent and मतलब potential है. I don't know honestly what level he's able to produce in terms of Asian continent. So let's see.
So looking at just PBs and or maybe some outside chances.
Outside chances of medal, I would say in any of these three only, as far as I know.
Team sprint, individual sprint and Kairin. You said 3, right?
Yes, yes.
ठीक है. उसके अलावा क्रिकेट में ऑब्वियसली वी आर द फेवरेट्स इन बोथ मेन एंड वुमेन. क्रिकेट का एनीवे सबको पता है. आई मीन वैभव बहाना करता है कि उसको नहीं पता है, लेकिन उसको भी पता है.
Obviously पता होगा ना. Is there any escape?
नहीं, आई एम लाइक क्रिकेट. हाँ, तो पता है ना, तो वही बात है, क्रिकेट की नॉलेजेबल है तू.
I don't even follow cricket handles, but मेरे को सब पता है ये मुफद्दल और ये क्रेजी जॉन्स क्या ट्वीट करते हैं, because it keeps on showing on my timeline.
हाँ, तो बस वही बात है. सो क्रिकेट का सबको पता है एंड ऑब्वियसली वी आर द फेवरेट्स. वुमेन्स में आई विल से दिस के वुमेन्स में वी आर डेफिनेटली नॉट एज क्लियर फेवरेट्स एज वी शुड हैव बीन. The other teams are coming in with good form. I think Pakistan and Sri Lanka both are coming off winning series. One beat England, one beat South Africa. मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है who beat who.
You're talking about women, right?
Yeah. मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है who beat who. But one out of Pakistan and Sri Lanka beat South Africa and one beat England. So that is they are coming with some confidence. And India Bangladesh का हुआ ही था पूरा. It was a tight series even though umpire assisted. And so Bangladesh is also coming with confidence. Plus Harmanpreet is still banned in the semi-final, so we can't even forget.
Semi-finals, you mean?
Yeah, because it started from the quarterfinals.
She's banned for 2 matches, no?
Yeah, so it started from the quarterfinals. So she's banned for quarters and the semis. Semi कल है. तो इंडिया बांग्लादेश का सेमीफाइनल बाय द वे कल है वुमेन का, राइट इन द मॉर्निंग 6:30 टूटने वाला है.
या मैं सोने ही नहीं वाला.
हाँ ठीक है, देखते हैं. तो ठीक है, मैं तो उठने वाला हूँ. तो कल सुबह 6:30 बजे इंडिया बांग्लादेश सेमी है, which has become a bit of a grudge match because of this entire Harmanpreet issue. But the main hope in cricket is यार मैच हो जाए बस. As of now, तो honestly the event has kind of been a joke कि out of the 4 quarterfinals, only 1 quarterfinal got completed and 3 teams have just got a bye. So we don't want to see more of that. Let's just hope कि मैच हो जाए. And match हो जाए तो hopefully Smriti Mandana can hammer, Smriti and Shefali can really hammer the Bangladesh tomorrow. And men में very exciting team. Yashasvi Jaiswal is there, Ruturaj Gaikwad is there. Yeah, full क्योंकि वर्ल्ड कप से पूरा क्लैश है ना, so एकदम fully young team. Ruturaj is there, Yashasvi is there, Tilak Verma is there. Lot of exciting players from the IPL who are also knocking on the doors of the main team and who are expected to be the future. So I am more confident, surprisingly, about the men than I am about the women, simply because of what happened in recent times. But आने चाहिए 2 गोल्ड फिर भी. Will be very disappointing अगर दोनों में से कोई भी एक गोल्ड छूटता है तो. And by the way, because of the World Cup, other men's teams are also weak. So that is also there. Because nobody is sending World Cup players. And so that is cricket. तुझे कुछ ऐड करना है?
गोल्ड नहीं जीते तो क्या होगा?
कुछ नहीं होगा, थोड़ी पिटाई होगी और क्या.
अच्छा,
थोड़ी पिटाई तो होगी. मे बी मेन की नहीं होगी कि सेकंड टीम है, वुमेन की तो डेफिनेटली थोड़ी होगी. And then we have chess. Okay, so now chess, yes. So chess is again one of those events where the team is extremely strong. कैसे भी you twist it, we have an extremely strong team. It is the golden
period. China also.
हाँ, तो आ रहा हूँ मैं. So it is the golden period of Indian chess. But it is one of those teams also which kind of suffered from the fact that we had to submit a team in June. So individual में we have Vidit and Arjun playing, who also are good. Arjun especially if he gets on a roll. Vidit का अभी तक वो same problem चल रहा है, especially in rapid where he gets into good positions, then he gets into time trouble and then he screws up, especially in tight situations or big matches. So Vidit का अभी
Is he the senior most in the
yeah,
squad?
Vidit is the senior most. Vidit is around 28, I think now. 28,
Hmm.
29. Everybody else, Hari is there. No, but senior most okay, Hari hai. Hari Krishna is senior
Nahin,
most.
okay, I meant among the young lot, like
So
जो
no,
ये बच्चे बच्चे.
so you can't count Vidit as the young lot.
Oh,
Vidit is 28. The young lot is under 20. So
okay,
that's
okay.
a different generation. Hari is the senior
I
most.
thought he belonged to the same
No,
generation.
no,
I didn't know
Vidit,
he was 28.
no. So Vidit is not from the same generation. Hari Krishna is the senior most. He is now something like 36, 37. And then you have Vidit around 27, 28, maybe 29, somewhere there. And then everybody else is like 20, 19, 18. Uh,
Anand does not participate.
yeah, so Anand is essentially semi-retired. He participates in, let's say, invitational tournaments. He is
Hmm.
not really participating in official tournaments. In fact, Anand का tournament अभी चालू है as of now.
Which
Levitov
you're
chess.
going to watch after this live stream.
So I basically I missed it today क्योंकि मैं सो गया. And अब Asian Games चालू रहा है, so I won't be able to watch पूरा, but I'll see the result. He did very well yesterday. He was second in a stellar field yesterday. Stellar मतलब एकदम world top 10 field Levitov chess का चल रहा है, and he was second. In fact, तुषार saying कि अभी actually चालू है Levitov. I didn't remember the time, but ठीक है, I don't know if I'll watch or not क्योंकि अब Asian Games भी है कल. But yeah, chess में so one point is there कि if you would have selected the team today, then singles में Pragnananda and Gukesh would have probably played. But
Hmm.
because we selected in June and we selected based on ratings, it is Vidit and Arjun. So I have hopes from Arjun. लेकिन singles में individual में कुछ भी हो सकता है. There are a lot of players even in Asia. There is first of all China, but Ding Liren by the way is not coming. That is
He's
one
not?
big no
Like
Ding
he's not
Liren.
entered.
So he was entered early. Ding Liren by the way is the world champion. You know that, right?
Hmm.
So Ding Liren was entered in the Chinese team, but he has been pulling out of all tournaments in recent times. He's
Hmm.
essentially on a sabbatical. He's essentially on a
He
chess
hasn't
sabbatical.
played any tournament after
Yeah,
World Champ.
he played after World Championship. He played a few tournaments after World Championship. 2 या 3 tournament खेला, लेकिन उसके बाद ही started pulling out of tournaments. And he's pulled out of quite a few tournaments since then. पिछले 3-4 महीने में maybe he's pulled out of everything. He is essentially on a sabbatical. So he was named in the team initially, but he is not playing. But फिर भी singles में there are a lot of players. I would say singles में overall favorite is probably Abdul Sattarov from Uzbekistan. And Abdul Sattarov ke baad, then you have the Chinese, you have Wei, you have Buzangji, you have Arjun, you have Tabatabai, you have Padam Maksudlu, you have Sindadov also. But maybe Arjun might be second after the Abdul Sattarov. And Abdul Sattarov is also in bad form, honestly, right now. So Arjun का वो है, he's a bit of a role player. If he gets on a roll, then he can really destroy.
What do you
With it,
mean role?
मतलब he will have like 5 wins in a row or 5 losses in a row. He's that kind of
Hmm.
player.
Okay.
So उसका अगर वो rhythm में आ गया ना, मतलब I don't want to say rhythm because it's chess, so it's not like a physical rhythm, it's a mental rhythm. But yeah, अगर वो
Okay.
mental rhythm में आ गया ना, so then he can really do well. And with it, if he gets a medal, I think that's great. Um, because उसका हमेशा end में थोड़ा issue रहता है. And rapid is not his strongest format.
Hmm.
So let's see what happens there. But hopefully singles may we should do something men may. Men team is our strongest bet for gold. Men team may basically the competitors would be China and China ke baad Uzbekistan. So the medals really should be in these three: China, Uzbekistan, and India. You do have Iran, and you do actually also have Vietnam. Vietnam is coming with Le Quam Liem. So Lequam Liema, and then there's this new young guy Lethun Min, something like that, who's also decent. Online chess में उसने काफी कुछ किया है, so rapid में can do something. But team event is also classical. So classical में even Vidit and Hari they become better than they are in rapid. Gukesh also becomes much better, and yeah, team में definitely I would say we are the favorites.
Okay.
But Uzbekistan and China will be the toughest
Competitors.
opposition. टीम में तो मतलब आई थिंक इट्स अ सिचुएशन वेयर our fifth player is better than everybody's, if not second, then maybe third player. Teams have like one player better than our fifth player, but उसके अलावा हमारा पांचवा player is, I think, better than everybody's second player. I don't think anybody. China maybe China has two players ahead of our fifth player, but men's team is the biggest hope I have for the gold, or open team as they call it. And then you come to women. Women may again singles may there's a big chance. You have Humpy, you have Harika. Ju Wenjun is not there. Lee Tinji is not there, but Hao Yifan is there. But Hao Yifan भी has been not in the best of form. तो वहाँ भी कुछ हो सकता है. Abdul
Weber in
Kazakhstan.
the chat is asking, is the classical event FIDE rated?
I would assume everything is FIDE rated. FIDE rating is a very low barrier. किसी को भी FIDE rating मिल जाती है. Everything is FIDE rated. So women में भी again वही एक प्लेयर है. कजाकिस्तान has a very strong team. अब्दुल मलिक है, बीबी सारा है, दिनारा सादुकोसोवा है. सिंगल्स में रैपिड में हम्पी हरिका बोथ हैव चांसेस. अगेन चेस में कैसे भी हो सकता है, बट आई मेडल तो आना चाहिए. इफ नॉट गोल्ड, मेडल डेफिनेटली आना चाहिए. एटलीस्ट एक, मे बी इवन दो फ्रॉम द वुमेन. एंड अगेन वुमेन टीम में वी हैव our strongest team. The team really did very badly recently in the world rapid teams. We basically had a disaster in the women's event, but it was sort of a tired team. I mean, I remember Tata Steel chess mein Harika was sort of leading, and leading ke baad bhi she openly said in the interview कि I'm very fatigued and I'm just taking things as it comes. So they played a lot of tournaments together. World Cup था, फिर Tata Steel था, उसके पहले भी एक event था. Then you had this women's world teams as well. So we did very badly in the women world team, but I don't think it's a big problem. Women में again team में it will be between China, India and Kazakhstan. वो तीन में ही मेडल आने चाहिए. Again, Vietnam is the one who can maybe challenge, but team में it will come down to, I think, China, India, Kazakhstan. Yeah, all three are very strong, and कुछ भी हो सकता है. And Niken is asking why no Divya. Niken, she is just number 6. I mean, Humpy, Harika, Bantika, Savita, and Vaishali. Humpy, Harika are obviously a touch above. And then Vaishali, Vantika, Savita, they have been ahead of Divya. Divya has kind of just joined them in recent times. So she just happened to be 6th. That's why she's not there. So, but yeah, chess में overall, अगर 2 गोल्ड आ गए तो ग्रेट. एक तो होपफुली आना चाहिए. एंड मेडल
Last
वाइज
time क्या था?
हाँ,
Do we remember? Last
टाइम चेस हुआ 2010 में. कोई मतलब नहीं है.
हाँ, okay, cool.
2010
And
के बाद हुआ ही नहीं है.
तो इस बार aren't you preparing like day wise schedule इंडिया का?
हाँ, सो डे वाइज शेड्यूल मैं बना रहा था, मैंने पूरा कंप्लीट किया नहीं है. बट इट्स नॉट एज डिटेल्ड एज इट यूज्ड टू बी अर्लियर. स्टिल इफ यू वांट आई विल पुट इट ऑन ट्विटर once I complete.
I mean, if you are preparing, तो that's always helpful, right?
हाँ, तो ठीक है, मैंने बनाया था, मैंने कंप्लीट नहीं किया था. आई विल कंप्लीट इट आफ्टर द स्ट्रीम and I'll put it, but it's not as detailed as it used to be because there are too many events, honestly speaking.
Okay.
And yeah, so
And a few people had been asking about rowing. Do you have anything to say? I haven't particularly followed the sport, so
हाँ, so
I obviously don't have much to say. Just that Asian में here and there we often tend to do well. We used to have what was his name? Bajrang? No,
Bajrang Lal Thakkar, I think something
Thakkar,
like that.
right? Yes.
He had
He
won the
was one of
gold
the stars. He had won gold.
in Asian
But
Games.
yeah, every Asian Games a star comes up. Last time भी I think Dhattu Bonakal था, right?
नहीं, बट लास्ट टाइम वो कंट्रोवर्सी हुआ था. दत्तू बोनकल था, बट
Some stories around him. I am just
हाँ,
recalling now.
सो लास्ट टाइम जो मुझे याद है हुआ था कि सिंगल्स में ही वाज डूइंग वेरी वेल, बट सॉर्ट ऑफ इन द मिडिल ऑफ द रेस ही गेव अप. He got tired and he gave up in the middle of the race singles में, and he didn't get a medal, but we ended up winning a medal in the men's fours,
Okay.
which had Dattu in the team. So eventually we ended up winning a gold in the fours. So yeah, rowing का मैंने भी इतना देखा नहीं है, but there will be a few medals for sure. And एक आधा अगर गोल्ड आ गया तो ग्रेट. उसके अलावा सेलिंग का भी मैंने जस्ट देख रहा था what was going on, and सेलिंग just based on the results so far, we should get about 3-4 medals.
And there
Gold.
are quotas also online
हाँ
sailing में.
क्या?
There are Paris quota also.
अच्छा, I didn't know that.
Yes, yes, and Varun is in contention.
Okay, this I did not know कि अगर
Yeah.
पैरिस कोटास भी है, बट मैंने इन जनरल सेलिंग में इवेंट्स देखे थे. आई थिंक वी आर देयर इन अ गुड 10-12 इवेंट्स वेयर वी आर competing, and there can be like 3 to 5 medals. Maybe I think one person maybe is in. I think Vishnu Saravanan was like in contention for gold, but more likely silver. But ठीक है.
Yeah, yeah.
तो ऐसे सब है, एंड आई थिंक मोस्ट गेम्स वी हैव कवर्ड. उसके अलावा और गेम्स होंगे, बट काफी हद तक कवर किया है.
Hmm.
10 स्पोर्ट्स बहुत कर रहा है इस बार. 100 पार आई थिंक देव जस्ट टेकन अ फिगर आउट ऑफ द 10 स्पोर्ट्स. मतलब क्या, सोनी लिव, सोनी 10, दे आर डूइंग.
हाँ, वो तो
They've
could be
just
a
taken.
possibility
हाँ
ना
they.
कि गवर्नमेंट ने भी बोला उनको ये नंबर
I
से
think they've just
प्रमोशन.
taken out a number of the out of the air, but ठीक है, if there are like shooting team events and all, that will definitely help.
I was reading an article Hindustan Times I think. So उसमें like कुछ तो इवेंट था, वन ऑफ द प्री गेम्स इवेंट मिनिस्ट्री ने जो ऑर्गेनाइज किया था. उसमें अगेन द स्पोर्ट्स मिनिस्टर वाज अनुराग ठाकुर ओनली. ही वाज first in his speech saying that okay, we need to target 100 medals. Then in his interaction with the media, he's asking media people to be careful with whatever you publish so that it does not put a lot of pressure on athletes.
ये क्या बात हुई? ठीक है यार, ओके चलो, पॉलिटिशियन है, अब क्या बोले.
Yeah, but overall, what do you think? How are you looking at it?
Yeah, overall very excited. It's I will also say that because I have been on holiday for the past 40 odd days, so I don't have as much of a grasp on it as I would have otherwise had, because इतना closely follow नहीं किया मैंने for the past couple of months. So but yeah, looking forward to it, and looking to wake up tomorrow at 6 a.m. and shooting starts.
Yeah, I think for me, like we should be clearly bettering the last year's medal tally.
वो तो ठीक है, वो तो
If
शूटिंग टीम पे
if
ही आ जाता है, वहीं पे खत्म हो जाता है आई थिंक.
हाँ मतलब और भी है ओवरऑल
शूटिंग टीम है,
एंगल से
चेस
देखोगे
है,
तो.
जस्ट क्रिकेट है.
आर्चरी हो गया.
नहीं, बट आर्चरी चलो था लास्ट टाइम, इट्स ओके. ठीक है, यू हैव अ कपल ऑफ एडिशनल इवेंट्स, बट
ऐसे तो देयर वुड बी अ लॉट ऑफ अदर इवेंट्स आल्सो जिसमें फॉर्मेट चेंज हुआ है. हमने इंडिविजुअली नहीं देखा ना. मे बी देयर आर अ फ्यू
कौन से
स्पोर्ट्स जहाँ पे
आर स्पोर्ट जहाँ पे हमारे कम हुए? आई डोंट थिंक देयर आर.
होगा. वो कंपैरिजन करना पड़ेगा ना. आई
हाँ
एम
ठीक है, बट
सेइंग तो
आई
वो
थिंक जनरली देयर इज मोर ऑफ एडिशन देन सब्ट्रैक्शन.
हाँ could be a possibility. I'm not denying that. तो बट आई थिंक वही है. मतलब ओवरऑल मेडल टैली मैं तो इतना ज्यादा नहीं देखता. वही है, मेरा थोड़ा सा स्पोर्ट वाइज माइक्रो लेवल पे होगा unless there is a significant jump in medal tally.
ठीक है. अच्छा, and one thing I'll just say, few people asking in the chat, what about telecasting and Sony कितना दिखाएगा, and do you have some any other live stream links या कुछ है? मेरे को तो कुछ नहीं मिला.
That is totally your department. सोनी के पीछे ओलंपिक के टाइम से तू ही you've been
हाँ.
after them. I'm okay. मतलब मैं even if I don't get to watch तो मेरे को चल जाता है.
हाँ, सो मेरा इन जनरल एक्सपीरियंस जितना मैंने देखा है, तू है ना अभी तक? हेलो. हाँ, तू आ गया वापस. हाँ, वो अटक जाता है बीच बीच में. हाँ, सो नहीं, मतलब वो गूगल मीट का प्रॉब्लम है, तेरा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. हाँ, बट या इन स्ट्रीमिंग वाइज गाइज, जितना मैंने देखा है ना, द फीलिंग आई गॉट के एज लॉन्ग एज द कवरेज इज देयर एंड चाइना इज प्रोवाइडिंग कवरेज, सोनी इज शोइंग इट. So I don't think there is much more that we'll get outside of it. अगर मिलेगा तो ठीक है. Obviously, if I find, I'll do put it on Twitter. But और I haven't found anything yet because again, as I said, मैं पिछले 40 दिन से हूँ नहीं यहाँ पे, या पिछले काफी टाइम से हूँ नहीं मैं इधर. So, but yeah, in general, I think if it is there, Sony पे है. The one additional thing which is there is, if you want to watch chess base India is going to be covering from an Indian perspective. They won't
So
have
how are
pictures.
they going to cover?
So basically chess में होता क्या है कि you don't need actually the cameras of the players, right? If you have the game, you can commentate on the game,
Okay. Okay.
and game मिल जाता है. So and chess is one of those games, तेरे को सिर्फ
Yeah,
game देख के
yeah.
कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा.
Right.
So chess base India will be covering. They have said they will be covering chess from an Indian perspective. So that is one additional thing you guys can watch जब भी watch देखना है. उसके अलावा I'm not too sure there's gonna be too many streams outside of Sony, but देखते हैं. Hopefully it is sufficient and we can say.
Yeah, yeah.
And
ठीक है.
उसके अलावा अपना जो main thing we had to say
Oh
कि
yeah,
yeah.
spaces you mean?
Yeah. So the other thing is, guys, Asian Games may we might not be able to do every day. We are not sure, but we are doing a water cooler talk again. So we will be doing water cooler talk at 8 p.m. Hopefully every day. Not sure, but there is one big change, which is we are looking to sort of alternate between Twitter Spaces and YouTube live stream. और बेसिकली
Yeah,
हम लोग देखेंगे कि क्या करना
I
है,
mean,
विच एवर इज वर्किंग
entirely
बेटर.
not decided. We'll see. हाँ,
हाँ कि वो
थोड़ा सा.
किस तरह से क्या बेटर वर्क कर रहा है. वी आर नॉट श्योर, बट एज ऑफ नाउ द प्लान इज टुमारो 8 p.m. we are doing a Twitter space. I or Weber will make the link and just follow us on Twitter. You'll get the link. But we are doing a Twitter space tomorrow at 8 p.m. Just discussing day one. It will be like 40-45 minutes, maybe 1 hour. We won't go into everything because you can't go into everything in Asian Games. थोड़ा ऊपर ऊपरी, but yeah,
Yeah.
join us then. And उसके बाद we'll maybe take some suggestions from you guys only कि whether we should do a live stream or whether we should do a Twitter space. But mainly the point is क्योंकि it's China, we can do it at 8 p.m. So it works. It didn't work in Commonwealth game, क्योंकि Commonwealth game में फिर Birmingham होता है, so timing wise it doesn't work.
ठीक है. Cool stuff. Yeah, I think it was overall great fun couple
तूने 2 घंटा
discussing.
बोला था, फिर भी 3 घंटा हो ही गया, इवन दो अपना
That's
पहला
okay.
15 मिनट तो ऑडियो में ही गया
वो
था.
इसीलिए and we had a lot of sports to cover, so वो भी we had to factor in. But yeah, overall it was great fun. Good stuff in the chat also.
Yeah.
Lots of contribution, questions, everything. So yeah, look
Yes.
forward to
Yeah, and
the
join the
next
Twitter
stream.
spaces tomorrow, guys. And obviously, it's a Twitter space, so we'll try to maybe get some you guys also to speak, whoever wants to speak. Let's see how it works out. चलो फिर.
Yes. All right, guys. Have a good night.
चलो then.
Bye
Have a
bye.
good night. 6 a.m. tomorrow. Shooting starts. Bye bye. And we are